Jonies, I don't know, Jonies, whatever you want to call yourselves. I came completely unprepared for tonight's session, ladies and gents. Greetings, everybody. My name is KG Prestige, and welcome, one and all, to the exciting edition of the PokePod World Podcast. I wish I could say it in the voice of our Rotom drone that we have in Journeys, but his voice is too masculine for me to replicate here. But I hope you guys can hear me loud and clear for tonight. If you guys can, please let me know in the chat so I can get myself ready for tonight. And hopefully things will get working from there. I'm going to go hop into the call right now. We're going to go and talk with our buddies here, and we're going to get ourselves set to go and talk about silly shenanigans for the week. Hello there, buddy. Hopefully I can hear you. There you are. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good, man. I'm very happy today, actually. Oh God, do you love it when things go well? You know, then that's just kind of my feel going on right now. And
Well,
also,
yeah. I haven't had as much of those days lately, but at least you know, looking not looking forward to having to postpone my Japan trip for the fourth time.
oh God,
So
I know. The
yeah,
Backstreet Boys decide to go and do a Delta band now, and we're kind of curious to see how that's going to play out in the distant future. But yeah, we'll see
yeah.
what's going to go.
No. That's what happens. That's what happens when the Backstreet Boys try to fucking do Delta Basic instead of Delta Plus.
Ah man, I would have preferred that subscription service. Just see what kind of shenanigans they go. Man, the internet is truly
Well,
an
yeah, because
intriguing
yeah,
place.
well, that's what happens when you don't get assigned seats.
But man, yeah, obviously there's so much going on right now in the world. You guys already know the deal. But as usual, what we like to do is always take this opportunity to kind of lay down a bit here for tonight, talk with all of you for the next 2 hours, and try to
Yes.
lighten up the mood and make everybody happy and all giddy and whatnot, because that's kind of what we love to do best. So we hope you guys stick around. We got a lot to discuss for tonight. Obviously, we're gonna have our bullshit hour as usual, and then later tonight in the second act, there's actually a very big discussion we're gonna be having because
Yes.
the anti-poke scene has decided to say, hey, let me just straight up reveal well, not everything, but like a majority of what's going to go down in one of the biggest fights that Journeys is about to get into right now. And that is the Ash v. Volkner fight that's going to be happening a week from now. Not this week. This week is going to be focused on returning to Sun and Moon. Next week's episode, though, is going to be the fight, and most importantly, it's also going to be the continuity aspect of it
Yeah.
as well, because apparently something is going to go down that's going to be huge in this week's episode that is going to carry over into the next one. We'll have to wait and see for that, or maybe we might talk about it a little bit more in tonight's session. So please stick around. We hope you guys are looking forward to that as well.
Yes.
So let's get right into it then. So TSS, first of all, hopefully everything has been going well on your day right now.
Yeah, everything has been going fine. It's been pretty. It's been an okay day. Although it's fun when you said my boss didn't need me. Yeah, it's like my boss tells me yesterday, "Oh, I don't need you today." Phone on the phone for 2 hours. But
Listen, man, I'm sorry. I needed you.
that is par for the course, unfortunately. So
That's just kind of how
that's
things are, man. Sometimes you don't think you're needed, and then suddenly out of thin air, they just show up and be like, nah, I needed you, buddy. And that's just how it
pretty
is
much
also
what
for
it,
me at work over
pretty much
here,
what it
too.
is. And later on tonight, at the end of the stream, I have an announcement to make, so please stay tuned for that.
And yes, everybody,
Um,
make sure to do stay put for that one. Really important
yes,
stuff.
because I have
So,
I have an important announcement to make. Also, we're gonna also talk about now. I was supposed to talk about this like last week, but I'm going to talk about it this week. I'm going to have my first impressions of the Pixel 4a 5G because I had purchased that a couple of weeks back, and I have
mm-hmm.
about a week and a half to use it. About a week and a half, maybe at this point 2.5 weeks that I've
Yeah.
used it, and I have my initial thoughts on that as well. Yeah, the 4a 5G. Yeah, so I have some real good things to talk about and a couple of gripes, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a little while. Also, in addition, um, people wanted my thoughts on on the ending. I'm just going to give a quick score. So the second half. So the second episode of the Cresselia and Darkrai that gets a 9.5 overall 9.3.
So a
I thought
9.3 for just
nine
in general.
9.3 for the whole thing. Yeah,
All right.
because I really entertained. I was really entertained about it. Yep. So there you go. There's your thing. That's yes. That's what it is. Is I don't like when I fucking go and talk about shit for 20 minutes. But
Especially not in
besides
the
that,
first hour, of course.
yeah,
The first hour, yeah, everybody kept saying the pod was one sided last week, and everybody was
yeah, it
hoping to
was.
see you there.
I know. But it's like my throat said, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Guess what? You have this little like freaking swelling coming up on the freaking right near your larynx. So yeah, it's like you don't rest your voice, you're gonna end up like 2016.
And buddy, we do
And
not need that for you. And so that's why for the past 2 weeks you were actually away from the pod just to recover. I think you recovered the
yeah.
first week, and then in the second week it just happened to
Well,
show up
no,
around the
no,
same
no,
time.
no. That's actually incorrect.
Oh, what happened then?
The
Just to make
first
sure.
no, the first time I had severe nausea and a headache. The
Mm.
second time, no, then the second time it was sore throat.
Oh, okay, so I just mixed my shenanigans around. Is basically what happened there.
Yeah, because I
Might
was
be.
here. Yeah, because I was here 2 weeks ago, but not 3 weeks ago, or not last week. So yeah,
Let me see if I got this correct as well in the meantime while I'm working on this too. So apologies if I'm making a lot of noise in the background, but yeah, I'm trying to
yeah,
get something set up. I'm trying to see if I can do a little something new for tonight during the second act of our discussion. But for now, of course, just
yeah.
anything else happened within this week. Let me take a look in the world of gaming and see what has happened. I know obviously Pokemon Unite
Mm,
has continued on forward. I don't know if you've played or dabbled any further aside from the last
nope,
time you brought. Okay, well there you go,
nope,
ladies and gents.
nope. I have like almost zero interest for that. Um. Oh yeah, then we got to talk. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to talk about the 25-cent album.
Oh yes, did you even hear any of those songs, man? I'm gonna ask you right now.
Um. No, because well, actually, I heard maybe a couple of tracks, but that was about it. The thing is, though, it's an EP. So an EP, for the folks that don't know, it's a holdover from the record days, the vinyl days, where an EP is not is longer than a single, but less than an album. My thing is, it's like I don't want to. I already torture myself with enough like bad performances that I already know what's on like the majority of the album that's coming out. And the problem is it's generic pop music that by the way, Ultra Instinct Jordan, thank you for the follow.
Thank you so much for the
Um
follow, buddy.
yes, so my issue is it's mostly just like pop music that were written by like freaking seven people per song, and none of them get the idea, and also autotune and vocal process to hell, and also generic as fuck music. Like I just don't. That's just not my thing.
You're
It
just
might
not
be your
vibing with
thing.
it.
It's like shit that that's like shit songs that people play at the supermarket. That's basically how it is. I mean, I'll entertain it just so I can say that I listened to it. But the problem is you have the red and the blue EP. Problem is the blue EP is just remixes of the first of the red EP, and it's like, you didn't even have the ability to just get more tracks. You just remix the tracks instead of doing it. No, no. Yeah. No, got him should be remixed and put the got him guy in there. And that's it. And the D's nuts guy too. So that's what I think. Hmm. But I'll um I'll get an opportunity to listen to both sides at some point just to entertain myself. Entertain the fact. Okay.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I was muted. I just realized that.
Yes, you did, because I
I
was
was
like, wait a
talking
minute.
in the background. I was like, "Yo, buddy,
Fucking
I
dead
agree
air.
with you." I was like, "Oh man, I
Dead
agree
air.
100%." And then I hear you say, and I'm like, "Oh no."
Dead air.
I'm sorry. That wasn't my intention, buddy. I was trying to
That's
work
fine.
on something, and then
Yeah. Then you press the fucking mute button on your microphone.
yeah, the mute button is both a blessing and a curse. A blessing if I know what I'm doing, a curse if I actually ignore everything.
Yeah,
I'm
because
supposed-
then you're gonna have to have me sit here like a fucking jackass and wait 10 minutes for somebody to respond.
Speaking of, now thinking about it, where in the freaking hell are Tyrone and the others? Damn it! They're supposed to be the backup buddies in case if something does go awkwardly wrong, which thankfully it wasn't. But they're still
They're too busy. They're too busy getting the tacos.
Well, first of all, I need those tacos. And secondly, for those who want to continue playing around with that taco stream thing, eventually in the future, you could still donate that shenanigans over there. Down below in the Gumi section. So make sure to continue donating. We still have a lot of time left. I think we hit the 10% mark. So that just means we just have 90% more of your donations with the Gumi points more to go. So
give us money, motherfuckers. Sorry.
Money, motherfucker.
The only way this will make sense, Tyrone, is either A, they get to the 100% using the Gumi points, or B, they actually straight up pay money for me to actually order the said food for it to be delivered to my home to then eat on stream. And then the people who do pay me the money are going to make me buy whatever's on that said menu. And I have to review it.
You learned nothing from the last time you ate food delivered to your house.
Yeah, that was
All right, here we go. And then the minute you take a bite, the ambulance comes.
No. What will happen? No, what will happen is a random car alarm will go off outside, and then
yeah, and they'll be like, "Oh, what's that?" Okay, back to dinner.
Yeah. And then you go,
And then I go to the hospital. Oh,
we
man.
can't. This man's insurance can't afford this hospital bed. Take him out to the hospital.
It's the 16th visit this week. What the fuck? Oh man, but Tyrone, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully everything's been going good for you.
I'm good.
How's the weather, by the
Apparently-
way? I heard things didn't go so well for
It was
you.
fucking storming.
Yeah, I was hearing about that. I was like, oof, man. Hopefully everything's good for you now, though.
I was driving too, so I couldn't fucking see.
Oh shit. Oh man.
It was one of those rains where you can't see the street lines anymore.
Nah, I don't. I hate
Yeah.
that. I just hate that so much, buddy.
Also, you can't press on your brakes because if you do, you're gonna fucking fly.
Oh god.
well, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
you're a
hydroplane.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hydroplane.
yeah. So I literally
And
had to, like-
then you're gonna end up on a fucking crash accident fucking
I had to-
compilation.
So I had to fucking use my instincts and shit. Like I had to hope that I knew what I was doing. The only reason I was able to get by, one, I turned my high beams on, and two, I literally just lived off the car in front of me. I was like, if you die, I die.
Listen, unknown vehicle. I'm putting my life on the line.
That's right. Because when you're driving behind someone, obviously their red lights are on. The red lights, the rear lights.
Mhm.
That's to let you know, there's someone in front of you.
Yeah.
So I just stayed uncomfortably behind them the whole time to get off the highway.
Well,
Because
first
when
of
you're-
all, buddy, we're glad to see you safe and sound. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when you're driving, when you're on the highway and you're driving and it's a storm, everyone's going the same direction, and obviously you're moving faster on the highway. So all the rain is like flying your way. So the only way you're gonna be able to remotely see is to get off the fucking highway.
There's gonna be that one jackass that does 80 on the fucking highway.
Yeah, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't see where the exit was.
Yeah.
Because it was being covered by the rain. So the only way I was going to get out of this is if I followed some car and just hoped they were going the same direction I was. I mean, yeah, I can use the GPS, but they're over there saying take a left off of. I can't. I don't know what the fuck that is because it's raining.
Which way is it, damn it?
So I just basically drove right behind a car, and I'm like, again, if you die, I die. Period. Thankfully, I got out though, so it's fine.
Yeah, otherwise, who the hell are we talking to right now then?
Yeah, and but the problem is when I got back, the lightning and the thunder was hitting so hard, our internet got hit, and I'm like, shit. Well, there's no way I'm streaming in this condition.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, Persona will be on Sunday, not the obviously we had to skip it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm alive, so that's important, I think.
That's the most important thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But glad to see you here, buddy. So Tyrone, when exactly did you say you're gonna work on your Persona then?
I'm gonna do Persona 5 Royal. I'm gonna do that on the Sunday coming up. I couldn't do it last Sunday because Mother Nature didn't want me to. But
Okay.
yeah, Mother Nature didn't want to deal with it. But that is what I'm doing next. But I did take the time to watch fucking anime. And one of the animes I finished was Nagatoro.
Nice. So, Tyrone, would you like to give your brief impressions on the show thus far? Well,
all
for
right.
the first season.
So Nagatoro, it has the same problem that Terrell said about that Terrell and I said when we watched Pokemon Coco, and it's like unfortunately the show isn't terrible. It unfortunately exists in a time where the formula's done a lot, and the formula being the nerdy kid who is in a situation with a bunch of females, namely the main character in this one. And he's put in all these situations where, there's very awkward pervy moments that are going to happen. Psych, just kidding. They're not as pervy as you thought. You were thinking dirty thoughts, weren't you? Ha ha ha. Like, that formula's been done to death. But I think the bright side and what kept me going was, one, I wanted to see where this goes. I wanted to see where this goes. The formula can be done 1,000 times. It's what you do with it that kind of helps. So I stuck around. Two, I like the art style of the show. It looks beautiful. Nagatoro's, as much as I hate her fucking personality, I love her design. Her design is damn near flawless. Like, I like it. I like that it's not traditional, like, first of all, her skin tone's not the traditional color that most characters are, at least back then. Now it's starting to become that, but she's got, like, the tan thing going. So that's point one for her. Two, I like her hair color, too. Like design-wise, she's really well drawn. Especially when she does her facial expressions. Like, there's one I really like, and I think TSS called it something. I can't remember what it is. But it's one where, like, one of her eyes gets squinty and the other one gets obnoxiously large. And for some reason, they turn gold.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the look is, but she's got that look.
Well, I mean, that's probably the envy look. But the thing is, though, there's the other one. The other one is the
to give context,
I'll get you, bitch look.
Yeah, to give context, it's the look she gave in the first episode when she was giving Senpai shit about him about to cry.
Which then he did cry at that point.
He did cry, yeah, but it hurt. She's like a psychopath, and it worked out. Hey, Dottie. Now, what absolutely saves the show was episode 11. Which is sad because there's 12 episodes in the goddamn show. Well, no, I'll take that back. Episode 10, I think, saved it. Episode 10 saved it. Because a certain character gets shown that saves the fucking day for me. And I won't reveal that character, obviously, because you guys need to watch the damn show. But once that character...
Rabbit tits!
Yeah. Once that character came into the show, I was like, all right, fine, Nagatoro. You win. Fuck you. But you win. Fine. Whatever.
Why are you gonna be so mean to it, though?
Yeah, once she got introduced, I'm like, is she a permanent stay? And then I was like, wait a minute, of course she's a permanent stay. She has eyes. Every character that isn't a permanent stay doesn't have fucking eyes in this show, and that's weird to me. They literally have background characters, but the background characters will be in a scene, and they don't have eyes. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's intentional, apparently.
Yeah,
that's the whole motif.
Yeah, there's these jock characters that show up to hang out with the girls, and they don't want to hang out with them. but they're in the scene. They're not in the background. They're in the foreground with everybody else, and they're just talking with no eyes. And I'm like, is anybody else freaked out by this? They have no eyes.
Internet says nope.
Oh God!
Also,
whatever.
also, Nagatoro pretty much like popularized, at least now, the term like kimoi or kimo, disgusting. And it's like then you go on any of the fucking VTubers and anybody, when anybody comes up and says like kimoi, like Nagatoro, like
Yeah.
Let it be known that Nagatoro was the one that invented it. There was never anybody else out there aside from Nagatoro that did it.
But yeah, I respect some of the things the show does, so I can't get too mad at it.
It's a good show. Honestly,
Yes.
TSS, actually, quick question. Was
Yay.
that character that Tyrone was talking about, was that also for you too at some point?
well, I mean, I
That
was
got
reading
you
the
into
manga.
the show? Yeah, because you read the manga, I recall that. You already
Well,
caught up to it.
I think the other characters like Yoshi and those other ones. Those
Oh,
are the
man,
ones
I'm trying
actually
to
made-
remember
yeah.
her name. One of my favorite characters is the Gyaru gal. What was her name though? Because she went with a date, quote unquote date with Senpai in one of the episodes. Because apparently,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the fake
First-
date.
yeah. And first of all, I love her design. I think she's my favorite one.
Yeah,
out of the one.
Sakura.
Yeah,
It's Sakura, Gamo. Then we have Gamo-chan, which is the orange.
yeah. Basically the wingman of the of the group,
Yeah.
And then Yoshi is like the the woman,
Yeah.
the
the
girl who's
wild
like
card.
yes,
Which I
very
think
very
everybody-
one dimensional, but still funny.
I think yes, they're one dimensional, but because
There's
they're always
one-liners.
together, I think that's what makes it works.
Yes.
Because mostly, obviously I'm not usually a big fan of those kind of one-liner characters, but the way they implement Yoshi's into like everybody else's conversation, I do genuinely find a lot of charm in that. So a lot of the characters I just love so much. They're,
Yeah.
they're just so fun to vibe and enjoy with. And that date episode I was talking about, just seeing about like how they're trying to find the stalker and all that. I don't want to get into the details of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should definitely give it a shot. The entire season is out right now. I would like to think there's going to be a season 2 in the distant future.
Yeah, there is.
There will be.
There is.
Yeah, it
There
deserves it.
there
there
is because they're not because in a sense they're not even done with the first arc.
Yeah, that arc kind of ends off in like the halfway midpoint, or maybe they just like
Yeah.
cut off some stuff, and who knows? Maybe there will be a season 2 that will
I
continue
mean,
that
it's
further.
obvious. Yeah, it's obvious where the show is going, and if you know the context, then it's very obvious there's still more to do. Unfortunately, I personally, I know the joke is to tease the damn guy. I mean, the show's called "Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro," but I don't know. There's only so many times that joke works for me, but I do get where it's going. So I'm at least trying to see the story's ending.
Also,
Yeah.
God tier music.
Also,
Oh yeah,
that-
the music is really good. Yeah,
the opening I'm still listening to all the time, man. I love it, especially because if you realize the premise of the song, which is what was it? Damn it, what was it? Iji Naide, something like that.
Yeah,
Easy
Iji-
Day Night.
Because Ijira, because it's supposed to be Ijira Naide. But they take but then they take that phrase and they make it like English. Easy love night date, and it's kind of like it's,
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
you say it very
And also-
quickly,
and also the
Tyrone,
ending,
it
yeah.
says it to the name of the series.
Yeah.
Ijira Naide. But also the ending theme as well, because everybody sings that.
Yeah, the VAs actually sing that one.
Yeah,
Which
it's
honestly,
really,
I don't know if anybody's catching on to this. A lot of VAs are starting to sing some of the openings, or maybe not openings, but like the ending songs recently, and I've been really loving a lot of them.
Is there a weird level of irony though that like the main character is, as of right now, his name is Senpai, and I'm not even joking. That's his name right now. Like the manga obviously revealed his name, but that's for story purposes.
Yeah.
The anime just calls him Senpai. He says that he draws lewd images, but he doesn't draw like sexual shit. Like he doesn't draw straight up porn.
Mm-hmm.
The mangaka draws porn. Isn't that the ironic like twist of it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so charming, though, honestly, is when you learn the history of the mangaka and somehow incorporate that shit into the manga itself, which would also explain the character design of said character in episode 10. So, I mean, let that kind of speak for itself there. But really, though, I'm glad you had a fun time with that show. It is really a good time. Even if it took a while to get to it, I think it's more so the
finally
payoff.
got me. Yeah, it finally got me. Damn it.
Oh, you should read the manga to this. The manga to this is so good.
And also, there are certain things that were kind of like
also
mixed
the
around.
the manga's getting an English release in September.
Oh, we're finally getting an English release for that now.
Yay!
Oh, damn
Well,
it.
actually, no,
Nice.
actually, it has been coming out in English.
Has it now? I haven't been seeing any of
I
that.
think it's probably like the first couple of volumes because I did remember seeing them.
Oh, okay. Well, I know what I'm buying next then.
I know I'm probably late to the party on this one, but one of the reasons I like Nagatoro specifically, like her design, is because they're implementing a lot of like modern shit in her. Like, okay, I watched a lot of anime. I've watched a handful of like a large, sizable number of animes, and I've seen a lot of high school animes. So I see what the average high school anime girl looks like. But they're adding like little clips on her hair. They're adding like the little one earring that's on the side. I can't remember exactly what you call it, but it's like a little silver side earring. It's not the one that goes on your earlobe. It's the one that goes on your the part of the top part of your ear. She's got fucking fingernail paint. That's different.
Her facial expressions.
Yeah, her facial expressions. Like, I think she got another earring piercing in one of the episodes.
Yeah, they had a premise behind that.
Yeah. So they gave her a lot of like regular girl shit that a lot of school anime girls don't have now, back then, at least in older school animes. And again, I'm probably late to the party and someone's going to tell me they Ben did that. But like, it's cool to see. It's just cool to see like a character designed to seem a little bit more like, modern.
Than the typical. Yeah.
Yeah. But she's still anime, obviously. She's anime as fuck. She just has like a lot of the doodads that you wouldn't expect to see. You wouldn't expect to see. I'm waiting for the day. I don't like them personally, but I'm waiting for the day an anime girl has a septum ring. I'm gonna be like, that's different.
Who knows, man? But if just out of curiosity, Tyrone, I have to ask: are you watching anything that's currently airing within this season?
I'm thinking about checking some other things out now that I'm done, because Nagatoro definitely made me want to check out some new shit.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might watch Remake Our Life.
Okay, I've been watching that, Tyrone, so I can give you an opinion on it. I will tell you right now, the show is taking a very interesting direction so far. Because there was not this recent episode, but last week's episode took a turn that I was not expecting to see midway into the series. I'm gonna tell you that right now, but it's a really cool premise. I like the characters, I like the setting, I like the concept. I'm kind of curious to see where it's now gonna go moving forward. So if you want to see Remake Our Life, though, I give it like a good one, good 3-episode vibe to go with. Like, watch the first 3 episodes. I was also thinking
of watching Other Fairy Tale, if you know what that show is.
You mean same mangaka design as artist as well?
It's not called Other Fairy Tale. It's Eden Zero. Other Fairy Tale.
No, it's the fairy tale fans have wanted to see, basically.
Right. Other Fairy Tale. Yeah.
I do have some recommendations, though, Tyrone, if you want some. Maybe not from this season, but there are still complete ones.
That's fine.
All right, so obviously I think TSS will agree with me on this one. If you haven't had a chance to watch it yet, go watch Inuma-kun. I'm going to just tell you that right now. Go give Inuma-kun a shot.
By the way, I'm still about 2 episodes behind.
Dude, you're missing out on this arc, man. It's so fucking
I know.
good. And it gets better. I'm so mad because it's like, I want to gush about some of the things that happen in the manga, but I know you don't know anything that happens in the manga right now currently. And I really want to talk about it in some point in the future. I think you said you might read the manga when the season ends.
I've been trying to get through like the first volume, and then I gotta read a lot more, but it's gonna take time, but I'll make time for
Yeah.
it.
So to explain the premise of Irumakun to you, Tyrone, just to kind of give you an idea as to what the show exactly is about, because right now the show is in its second season. We're currently in the second season at this moment. So we have the first season, which is about 23 episodes. And to quickly summarize it, it's basically focusing on the main character, Iruma Suzuki, who I believe is voiced by, let me see if I can remember correctly. Is it Ayumu Murase, I believe his name, who has done voices for other characters within the past, like specifically the ones I like from Banana for some reason is in there in the list.
Yeah.
But that the VA I don't think is a big deal at the moment. I just wanted to bring that up regardless. So it focuses on the character Iruma Suzuki, who has been very unfortunate all of his life, and you'll see that in the first episode. They'll go straight into explaining why that's the case because. He gets to that point where he finds out that his parents sold him to the devil or to the demon. And because of this, now Iruma lives in, well, a demon world. And because of this, he now has to try to attend the demon school, which is called Babylos. The thing is, he has to hide his identity that he is a human because it turns out that those that live in the demon world crave humans. So he has to not only try to live a normal school life and try to make friends and all, but he also has to keep his identity a secret. And much more is that it turns out that the person who adopted this kid happens to be one that's going to get into a big seating in the future. I'm not going to explain anything on that part. You'll see more as the story progresses on. But it is a really, really amazing show. TSS was, I believe, the first one in our group to pretty much talk about that and gush about that when the first season was going through.
Because basically I found it out by accident because I was watching a live stream of NHKE educational, like randomly on a Saturday, and it was like in the middle. It was like episode 7 or 8, and I was like looking at this and I'm like, oh shit, this is really good. I gotta watch this. Mm-hmm. Because it was like a marathon, like the first 12 episodes or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah, but now it's at 23, and then of course we are currently in season 2 right now. I will tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if TSS agrees with me. There is an arc in the first season that I do think is stretched out a little too much.
Yes, I agree. I agree with that. Yes.
Yeah, but aside from that one particular arc, every episode has been consistently good, though. Everything from the characters that you get introduced to the setting, the side characters, the classmates. I'm gonna tell you right now, those classmates, they might seem small at first in terms of like their significance to the storyline, but trust me, it gets good. So it's more so the first season is trying to establish the characters and setting up what location we're existing in currently, and of course setting up Iruma's character that's going to be playing out throughout the series. You think it's going to head in a very dark direction, but trust me, it really does go very well. It's just an overall fun time with this show. It's comedy. It has a nice supernatural fantasy like concepts going on in there within the school setting and all. I think you will get a good kick out of it. I've been really enjoying it so much, and I'm gonna tell you right now, Tyrone, currently this series has risen from becoming an unknown series to now in my top 5 favorite ongoing manga series in this era right now. That's how much I've been enjoying Irumakun. It shot up there just by complete, nowhere, and it was thanks to TSS who kept talking about it at one point that I was like, okay, he brings it up so many times, let me see why it's such a big deal. And I can understand from his perspective why it's such a good show. I don't really want to spoil too much of it. Really do give it a shot. I think you'll get a good kick out of it. You were talking about school settings and all that. This just takes that whole concept and goes in a completely different route. I'm going to just tell you that. But it's for the better. And I think the show is such a unique premise that we've not really seen much of. I know they exist, but not much of it. And I do believe that this show has done a really good job with it overall. So, once again, the name of the series is called Welcome to Demon School, Irumakun. Or Mighty Mashita Irumakun.
Mighty Morphin
No, it's
Power.
Mighty Mashita Irumakun.
Exactly. Also, I'm gonna tell you right now, Tyrone, be very careful when that opening drops.
God damn it.
Babby, Babby, oh
Sorry,
God.
I just laughed at something else too. It's just I was looking at Facebook and it said Jason Derulo. I'm done. Jason Derulo. God
Windows
damn it.
XP. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, so that's all of my recommendation for now on that bit. I wanted to bring it up because of course, TSS also is another big fan of it. He's the one that brought it to our attention, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah. Also, speaking about anime, I don't know how many of you guys are excited. Part 6 of the JoJo series is finally going to be happening.
Jotaro! Female version.
Yeah, the female edition. So yeah, part 6. What is it called? Stone Ocean or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hold
this
on.
is a very big deal because part 6 is supposed to be the climax of the series. It's supposed to be, or well, not the climax, but like the climatic part of the show. It's been leading up to this
Stone Ocean.
moment.
Yeah, you're right. Stone Ocean.
Okay, so it's meant to be the big thing. And I don't really want to give much details about the series in general. It's something I think fans should go in and give it a shot for themselves. But people were really expecting part 6, and of course, most importantly, the next season, of course, part 7. But what makes this big of a deal for part 6 is that apparently this is going to be premiering on Netflix worldwide later this year, which is, I think, a first for the series, which is surprising to see that they're heading in that particular direction. I've been hearing news that supposedly they were supposed to drop the first few episodes from that season immediately when it drops on Netflix, although I think that was debunked. I really don't know much of the specifics on that part, but it is going to be coming to Netflix, so just keep that in mind. So it's going to be having the effect of what's going on with what was the name of that other show that just got a revival recently? Trying to think off the top of my head. Shit, what was the name of that show? Shaman King. There we go. But Shaman King was stuck with Japan for a while before it eventually is going to release here in Netflix at some point in the future. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But yeah, so JoJo Part 6, very big deal for fans. Many people are very excited for that, and hopefully people will have a good time with that show when it drops later this year. Other animes to talk about from this season. Once again, I always like saying, recommendation, go watch Dragon Maid. Season 1 is already out. I give that up there a 10 out of 10 first season. It is done by KyoAni, so you know they're very good. And Tyrone, you already know who KyoAni is, aka the people who worked on Nichijou. So there you go, right there. So it's a very big studio. They finally came back. God, that show needs more seasons. Even though I know it don't, but I really want more.
Wasn't there a situation on Twitter where they kept doing the Helvetica standard?
Yes, and they used the realistic.
Yeah.
I want that meme to come
Can
back.
they bring that meme come back? Yeah, I was like, can they bring that meme back? I like that. It's so stupid.
It was. I think my favorite one was this person who was riding that like small ass vehicle down a hill, and he just couldn't stop. So you just hear him screaming his way all the way down before he eventually crashes at the end. But they cut before that crash happens. Yeah. I was like, holy shit. That was one of my favorite memes, man.
Love it.
It was so good. First of all, KyoAni, I talked about this a little while ago, but just to remind everybody, a few years ago, an incident occurred within KyoAni Studios, Kyoto Animation to be exact.
Yeah.
And unfortunate things had to have occurred. But now, after a couple of years of absence, they did finally come back, and the first TV series that they're dropping after their disappearance for a while is Kobayashi-san Chino Maid Dragon S, the second season of the series. So it has a bop of an opening, has an amazing ending song, but I do recommend at least giving the first season a watch. If you love dragons, if you love maids, and if you love fluffy and cute and wholesome shit, give the first season a watch. I think you'll enjoy it. If you just want a nice, cute slice of life with dragons. And me being a very dragon-esque fan out there, that show hit all the right marks for me. So hopefully season 2, if you do enjoy Tyrone, you'll also continue to enjoy season 2's show as well. So there's a lot of good anime out there. But those are just a couple of the recommendations I give. Obviously this season has a lot going on. Like the Slime anime has its second season part 2, which is supposedly It's not slow, but they're having a lot of dialogue episodes, but that's only because they're focusing on a big arc that's going to be happening really soon. The other one, the detective is already dead. That's another interesting premise of a show too. I'll be honest with you, I kind of like it, but God, I hate the concept of the show. I'm gonna just say I like it, but I hate that concept.
Yeah.
And it should probably just tell you already by the title in itself. Okay, but here's the stupid one. Here's my dumb as hell recommendation. Y'all are gonna hate me for this. I know for a fact. Give girlfriend a watch. I'm gonna just straight up tell you.
You're that dumbass show.
It is the dumbest show I've ever seen. But I cannot keep my eyes off that show for some.
I saw it on my fucking recommendeds on the website that I go to watch anime that I won't name.
I don't know what it is. First of all, the opening is okay. I love the opening actually. The ending though is really one of my favorites of this season. But bro, the show is so stupid. It knows it's stupid, and yet I'm gonna straight up tell you right now, the MC, he's a Chad. He's a legitimate Chad because you would think like he doing this whole three-way affair kind of shenanigans because the title is called Girlfriend. That kind of already explains what's going on there. I don't know how the hell he pulls off some of the shit that happens in this show, yet he does it, and it makes me just so confused out of my life, man. I have no idea what the hell I'm watching, but I had a fun time with it, man. I'm gonna just tell you right now, it's so stupid. Just turn your brain off when you're watching the show. I think you'll find something there that you might enjoy. Maybe. Although, I'll be honest with you, Tyrone, the first 3 episodes when I had to watch that show, I will admit I had to pause a lot just because I had to facepalm so hard because of some of the shit that they had to do in that show. It was that, how did the kids say it these days? Cringe. So yeah,
Cringe.
yeah. So that's it for that one. So there's a bunch of other ones I can bring up as well. Also, give Bochan to Kurumaid as well another one. It is unfortunately one that I don't think many people might be watching because it is a CGI-esque anime. But I will say it really did capture me because of some of the visuals that they did with the show. It basically, the premise of this is that the young Duke, who is named Bochan, he is an unfortunate person because he got cursed by a witch, and the curse is that he pretty much kills anything he touches. I think we talked about this before. You know, like the everything I touch dies, and there's like, oh, Dinkelberg, come over here kind of thing, you know? So yeah, he is cursed by a witch, and everything that he touches pretty much will die. So now he has to live with that curse and try to find a way to break it free from him. But alongside that, he also has his butler, Rob, and the flirtatious maid, Alice. And I'm going to say she is a great character in this show. She has a great premise regarding her interactions with Bochan. I don't really want to get too deep into it, but it really is a very wholesome show from beginning to end. A lot of the characters, I really had a good time with that show. So, yeah, just thought I'd bring that up. So, anything else off the top of my head? No, that's really it for the side of anime, though. You know, just thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah, I can't think of anything anime wise.
But yeah, like I meant, if you're gonna go for any next one though, Tyrone, let me see. In terms of order, I would say Iruma-kun, and then Dragon Maid, and then the other ones I brought up are like throwaways, if you wish, you know.
Yeah.
But like those two though, I think you might get a good kick out of them, especially Dragon Maid because I love dragons. So, so there you go for that bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say in the talks of anime and mangas out there. Hopefully everybody's been enjoying the anime season so far this year. Summer 2021 has been pretty good. I will admit there was a lot of ones that I didn't watch when it first aired, but now getting into them, I've been getting a good kick out of this season. So yeah, that's all I can say on that. Let's take a look real quick and see if there was anything else that happened within this past week and have a bit of a discussion on that as well. I know people might be very excited for Xenoblade Chronicles because recently a report came out that supposedly there is a Xenoblade Chronicles 3 already almost done, actually. It's been developed for who knows how long now, and it's supposedly going to be taking place after the events of Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which I never thought we were actually going to get a follow-up story to the second game, because if you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2, you would think that would be a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 1. It kind of is and isn't.
It's in its own story, technically.
Yes and no. You have to play that game for yourself, Tyrone.
Technically.
Yeah, technically. So you have to play that game for yourself to understand where I'm going at with that premise. But only if you played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 will you understand Xenoblade Chronicles 2 in one particular moment. And that moment that I'm talking about is such a big thing that pretty much addresses the entire series in general. That's how huge that shit is. So for Xenoblade Chronicle fans, you might be very happy to know that Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is supposedly going to be taking not only a follow-up story to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game, but also is supposedly going to be hitting that mature rating note, which I'm blown away that that's even going to happen. So that means we might be seeing an M-rated Xenoblade game soon.
Little behind the scenes, behind the curtains funny joke that KG you were involved in.
Yes, I think I know what you're bringing up.
Yeah, I remember KG brought this up in a chat, and he tells everybody about how Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is going to be rated M. And he's like, I can't remember when the last IP Nintendo made was rated M. And I go, Kirby. You see how dark that shit is? Kirby's fucking dark. Like, nobody sits and thinks about it, but Kirby's fucking dark as shit.
He fights eyeballs. The eyeballs bleed. He's fighting Saiyan, a butterfly
I'm talking
that
about
turns
what he's
into a
fighting.
demonic
I'm talking
warrior.
about him.
Oh, and also Kirby itself, too.
Yeah, Kirby. If you think about it, Kirby's the most terrifying fucking monster on the face of video game history.
He's strong. He can beat Goku, for all we know. So there you go.
You know what? He probably can't. I'm not even willing to take that off the table. Kirby eats. First of all, Kirby eats things. If you look up the lore, Kirby's stomach is technically not like a traditional stomach. It's endless. It's like its own little dimension.
It's a void.
Yeah, pretty much whatever Kirby eats just sort of exists in a realm of space itself. And he's a baby. Like, there's a whole race of whatever the fuck Kirby is, and he's just a baby. He's like 3. Like, Kirby has fought fucking demons and devils and angels and shit. He's 3 years old. He's 3.
$3.99.
$3.99 for your soul.
Yeah. But no, moving aside, you can move forward with Xenoblade Chronicles.
No, that was all I had to say. Pretty much in a nutshell, Mitra's gonna say fuck in this upcoming sequel. There you go, chat. So, yeah, looking forward to more information about this. I want you to guys imagine, like, how next year's gonna look like. Next year, if it's all true, is gonna be like Switch 2017 when that shit first dropped. We're getting a new Mario game, aka the Mario X Rabbids. We're getting a new Donkey Kong game that's supposedly been in the works by the same people who worked on Super Mario Odyssey. There is a brand new Kirby game that's been in the works for a while that's supposedly going to be released for 2022 as well. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is expected to be releasing next year. Breath of the Wild 2 is expecting to release next year as well. Splatoon 3 is actually planned for release next year too. That shit's going to be huge for next year for Nintendo, man. Splatoon, Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, Donkey Kong, friggin' Xenoblade. That is big right there. That's going to be a big list for Nintendo. Those are some of the big IPs. The wallets are going to die next year, man. So if you've been wondering why you haven't been buying a lot of Nintendo games maybe this year, you might get your answer next year.
That's because, yeah, they didn't, my wallet's a little more full than I thought it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God, no.
Time to end this wallet's lifespan right here and now.
Right. Somebody play that Legend Arceus. Play the Arceus thing. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun, da, 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 da. So you do all these Nintendo games, and you're just covering your wallet. No. No.
You know what? I'm gonna go do an edit of that. Actually, I want to just show the Kirby and shit and all that. So yeah. So I'm very much
It's
looking
gonna be
forward
it's gonna be like your wallet during a Steam sale.
Yeah.
Except none of those games are on sale, buddy. It's all just pure $60 out of your ass. Or 70, depending on where you live. Or 80 as well. God damn, I feel bad for you guys who had to spend that much money. Where's the news? In the internet, my friend. Also, let's not forget the Smash Fighter as well. The final one is going to be happening later this year. That's also
Who's it
another
gonna
big
be,
deal.
boy?
We all know it's going to be Scrimblow Blimbo. Everybody's been talking about that, man, for who knows how long.
GB Robo.
Nobody cares about Smash anyway right now. It's all about that Nicktoons Brawl arcade, whatever it's called.
It's gonna be Katamari.
Yeah, I would not mind at all. That means
I would not mind it being
Katamari
Katamari.
music though in Smash getting remixed.
Yes. I would love that. Oh my god, I would love Katamari music in Smash Brothers.
Hey, maybe they might actually bring him via not amiibo. What is it? Like a Mii Fighter, and it could be included with a remix song for all we know. I mean, they did that for
Katamari in Smash.
Yes, it is good.
Well, I knew TSS would appreciate the music in Katamari.
It really is an underrated soundtrack. I will say that.
Yes.
And I think Reroll, which was dropped for the Switch as well, also kind of an underrated game, but that's also because it had like a limited run, from what I know. Because I can't find that shit anywhere, man. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I good thing I bought it when I went to Japan, so at least I got that.
Yeah. Oh man. Let me just close this. Racist puff. Did you just say racist puff?
Racist puffs.
Well, yeah, but don't go to the bodega and buy the shit, the intellectual property bullshit where it's like you see edible weed and they have like freaking Reese's Puffs and freaking Rice Krispies with a Z.
I don't want those Reese's Puffs in my bowl.
Eat them up, eat them up, eat 'em.
Yeah, get high.
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's what they had before they wrote that song, man. Oh man, so yeah, obviously there's a lot that happened this week, so many good shit, and we hope you guys had a fun time within the stuff that they revealed during this week, whether it be anime, gaming news, gaming announcements, reveals, all that jazz. I know Mario Golf also got a recent update as well. They nerfed Daisy from what I'm told. I mean, they nerfed Daisy's sassiness, I should say.
No, that's worse. I would rather you just nerfed her gameplay.
Yeah, they didn't nerf her gameplay. They nerfed one of her lines. They had a new line built for the show where she was like a sassy motherfucker, where she would be mad about getting like a bogey. But now she says something like,
"Oh yeah," she'll say, "Huh, whatever."
Yeah, huh, whatever. And now they just said, "Aw," or "boo," or something like that.
Ah, that's lame. I like the idea that she's over it. Whatever.
Yeah, just whatever. I'm gonna move on to the next shit. Pretty much.
What if they buffed her sass? Fuck it.
Dude, she'd be unbeatable. Everybody would want her to be that character at that point.
I'm so angry. No. Why did they do that? Why did they do that?
Nobody knows. Nobody.
It wasn't bothering anybody.
The funny thing about it though, Tyrone, I'm gonna be honest with you, is it came out of complete nowhere. Like, legitimately, like, there was no explanation for why it is. The recorded line was brand new. That, whatever, that was a brand new voice line for the game itself. That never came from anywhere else. Yet, for some reason, it's just removed. No explanation.
Haters.
It's just gone. Just
haters.
Gone.
Well, the thing is, though, if you have a physical copy, you just de-update the game.
Pretty much, but if you want to get the new maps in though, you got to stay updated.
Yeah. So choose between new maps and whatever.
Honestly, Daisy would say whatever to that part though. But yeah, I'm kind of sad they had to nerf her on that part. Whatever though. Daisy at least got her sass in Smash Brothers.
Well, so. Daisy's my favorite Mario character, so
yeah, which is a shock. What is everybody's favorite Mario character now? Thinking about it. I know for you, Tyrone, you said Daisy. What about Chat as well? I'm curious about what Chat has to say for their favorite Mario character.
What's your favorite Mario character, Chat?
For me, it's Yoshi.
Of course.
But what about you, TSS?
TSS, what's your favorite Mario character?
It's a tie between Luigi and Birdo.
Birdo,
I didn't
really?
expect Birdo, right? Yeah, Birdo was
Yeah,
like
I wasn't expecting Birdo at all. Holy shit. That threw me off for a loop. But first of all, I like you joining the Luigi gang, though. That's awesome right there. More love for the brother. But yeah, Birdo, though,
I
was a
thought you would
shocker.
pick Waluigi because of the lore.
Yeah, what lord?
Well, the Wa, the Japanese meaning, literally just meaning like Wa. What does Wa mean?
Wow.
It's like reverse. Or,
Yeah, evil.
yeah, pretty much.
No, it's like because it's like Wadui.
Yeah,
Yeah, bad,
Waluigi,
bad
like
guy. Yeah.
Waluigi or
He's
Wario.
bad. Yeah, this is bad Mario, and this is bad Luigi.
Yeah. Still
Okay, I
mad
see
that
a
we
lot of
never.
Rosalinas.
Wadi.
I
Yeah, it's,
see
yeah, it's like
Wario.
Wadi. Yeah, it's Wadi or Wadi. You know, that's, yeah.
It's how
Uncle
they
Master
pronounce it.
likes Mario.
Hey,
I only
you
see
can never go wrong with the plumber himself, the mighty
yeah.
plumber.
I see Daisy or Yoshi. I see Bowser. I see Waluigi.
I see a lot of Rosalinas. I can
Selena's. Yeah, I'm
understand.
seeing a lot of Rose. Holy shit, gosh, she was in like what? Her debut was in Mario Galaxy, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she just took off.
And never, never recovered.
Ooh, somebody said the Koopa Kids.
Speaking of which, we need we need to get ourselves back, by the way, into Mario Party because the Koopa Kids have been asking for us to get back into Mario Party, Tyrone.
Yeah, fine.
But I don't know when we can, though, Tyrone. That's the thing.
Okay, so obviously I was gonna announce this later, but I have a team outing with my job tomorrow, so we may not be doing tabletop, but we will still be able to do. We still will be able to watch KG play Pokemon Black 2. The week after, I'm gonna do one more Magic the Gathering session, but the week after that, we will hop back into the world of Mario Party.
And this time, going to Mario Party 3, ladies and gents. We are going to be entering into the third.
Wait a minute, wait. Daisy's in that one, right?
Yes.
Okay, it won't be that bad.
Not even those losses will be bad. Or maybe it is, Tyrone, that you just needed a bit of Daisy in your life to start getting W's. Whatever, indeed.
Whatever.
All right.
This.
But yeah, so not Wario, Waluigi and Daisy are going to be in Mario Party 3. So we're going to be having a lot of chaos in that next title right now. We have some of the best maps and even some of the more chaotic maps I think you'll ever see. Hey, we got another follower. First of all, Monochrome, thank you for the follow.
Thank you, Monochromatic.
Hey, we almost to 900 right there. Holy
Also,
shit.
I like that someone said they like the Koopa Kids because the Koopa Kids have the best Mexican theme in Mario.
They had no reason to go that hard with that song, man. I think it's the same people who did the Xenoblade music that did that song, if I recall correctly. So let it be known, if you love that OST so much, know that you'll get more of that in Xenoblade Chronicles, the game. Just saying.
Nice.
Any love for Dry Bones? My buddy Roger loves Dry Bones. Like it is one of his favorite characters of all time. So there is love for it. Just like how there's love for every Pokemon out there, there is just as much love for any Mario character. Even some people I know who are big fans of Goomba, you know, or Toad with his hello kind of voice. But I wish he had the same one from back in the
My friend,
N64
she likes
days.
Toad. Yeah, she likes Toad.
Yeah, so there's love for every Mario
Oh
character.
yeah, some point likes Toad.
Funny thing is, like, you ever heard Pika-Me do the Toad impression? She's fucking great.
I
Right?
have not actually, but I'm curious
Oh my
now.
gosh, that's
I just like making Toad say some absurd shit.
Who loves Trubbish? That one character in Sword and Shield who has the Garbodor. What was her name again?
Also, one of the
Oleana,
staff members
yeah.
like that.
Oleana likes Trubbish.
NBC.
Somebody says King Bomb. My buddy Adam loves King Bomb. Like, he really loves the hell out of him.
Yeah.
So he freaked the fuck out when King Bomb was revealed for golf.
Nice.
So that's what got him into buying the game. I'm going to be honest with you. That he wanted it for the king himself. The king himself. So there you go. All right. So we hope you guys enjoyed hour one of our little shenanigan talks. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like something's going to mess up when I go into this next scene because something's not loading properly for me. So I'm going to give you a heads up. If something doesn't load proper, let it be known it wasn't my fault. All right?
Okay.
Maybe it is.
Guess I got to postpone my first thoughts on the Pixel. Okay.
Actually, yeah, I thought you were going to bring that up soon. So I guess
Well,
I thought you were
yeah,
gonna hold it
let's
until next week or something. Or but you want to bring it up now because I mean the next
yeah, let
talk
me
we're gonna
bring yeah.
have is not gonna really be a big one anyway. So TSS,
Yes.
please. I apologize if that's the case. Bring
Yeah,
your
I
yeah.
was
So
wondering, like,
yeah,
I was thinking this pretty much gonna
yeah.
be TSS's like PokePod. Like, this is mainly his.
yeah.
Yeah.
So please. I know
Yeah.
you've been wanting for like a long time now to
This is
talk
a
about this.
TSS episode.
Welcome to
Yeah.
TSS Tech Talk, everyone.
Yes, of course. So just a quick little first impressions on the Pixel 4a 5G. First of all, I had to retire my Galaxy S10 because from day one that phone was giving me problems. We're talking about um, problems with the network, problems with the software. When I upgraded to Android 11, Chrome Remote Desktop wouldn't work properly, and it came to a point where I don't like the Samsung dialer, and I used the Google dialer, and I knew that last month it was the last straw because when a dialer crashes, when you're getting a phone call and you miss a phone call, then it no longer is a phone. So I decided out of a limb because I told myself I was going to buy a 5G phone for my next phone. So I decided to buy a Pixel 4a 5G.
Hmm.
Now, yay.
Is that the actual
That
image right there?
yes, that's correct
Nice.
because it's dual camera. So
Okay, so I do want to
Snapdragon,
bring that up real quick, TSS,
yeah,
because I'm a camera guy. I like my camera shenanigans, and I know you do too, because you own a lot of equipment for
I
that
don't.
stuff. I have to ask, what is the camera as good as people mention it?
yes. Like the reason why it's so good is because of the basically the processing. It's not necessarily like the sensor is good, but the harmony between the sensor and the software makes the pictures and video look that great. Um, like it takes much better photos than my S10. Um, Now it does get a bit hot, but at least the phone throttles itself if it gets too hot. Like if you have it like a direct sunlight, it will actually tell you that the phone is overheating, and then it will lower itself, try to lower the temperature, which is actually great because other phones that I have don't do that. But the pictures from both the wide angle and the normal 12 megapixel camera, fantastic. Also, these will be the last, the Pixel 4a 5G, well, the Pixel 4a and Pixel 5 line will be the final iterations of Google Phone that will have unlimited cloud storage for photos. Although starting from June the 30th, they're compressing the photos slightly. So I would suggest just have like some as a backup on your on the internal memory, and then the slightly compressed ones will be on your Google Photos account, like your Google Cloud, the Google Cloud, but it will not count for your space. So basically, what I did was I took all of the photos that were on that I took from like 2019, my Japan 2019 trip onwards, and
Uh-huh.
I just put them on. I put them on the Pixel, and it uploaded. It took like 2 days, but I got them all up, and it's not counting any space. And we're talking, we're talking about, let's see, 2 Japan trips, and each of those trips were like 2,000 photos apiece. So I uploaded like 5,000, about 6,000 photos, and it didn't count towards my quota for
God
Google Drive.
damn.
Yeah, yeah. So I have that permanently stored. So specs of the 4A 5G, Snapdragon 765. So it's not exactly a Snapdragon 8 series. I went from 865 to, I'm sorry, 855 to a 765, but this has 5G. And let me tell you this. First of all, screen on time for this, I got 7.5 to 9 hours. And I only had to charge the phone like every day and a half or 2 days. As
Nice.
for
So
as for
so
gaming
battery life is
performances,
good.
battery life is really good. Um, Also, the Pixel OS clean. It's the phone is really quick, really fast. No problems with the UI, no problems with software. You do have to get used to the line at the bottom, like swiping up and the gestures and stuff. But once you get used to the gestures, it's really great. But also the reason why you want to get a Pixel is because you get the updates like right away. Like literally, I got the August update on August the 3rd. So literally, and this phone will be like one of the first to get Android 12. And this will get updates until like I think October 2023. And on top of that, it's easy to unlock the phone, unlock the bootloader, and then you can put your own ROMs on it once Google stops supporting it. But game performance, I haven't really tried much. I mean, I've only played like Masters and I only play really Masters on it. I haven't tried Genshin Impact, but there's tons of videos on YouTube showing what the Snapdragon 765 can do, the Pixel 4a and the Pixel 4a and the 5. They use the same processor. The only difference is the 4a 5G has a headphone jack, and it does not have wireless charging, while the Pixel 5 has wireless charging but no headphone jack.
They're starting to take it out now.
Yeah, but that's been a thing. Like the Galaxy S10 was the last Samsung phone flagship to have a headphone jack anyway. So these are mid-range phones. I mean, like I said, the 4A 5G is $500. Mm-hmm. Now there's no SD card, so that's that could be a downturn for some people. But then again, though, the cloud storage for the photos that makes up for it. Also, like I said, the camera makes up for it. The fluidity of the OS, the updates, the frequent updates, and like I said, with Masters, aside from maybe a couple of drop frames and like the gacha mechanic and like let's say the gacha mechanic when you do the pulls for the coins and stuff, like for like in events, like if you get like the rainbow stuff, you might get a couple of drop frames there, but overall the phone performs great. I mean, I really don't have any complaints at this moment, but my most important thing is that I could finally use my software without it crashing or doing some weird things. Because with Chrome Remote Desktop, my issue was when you swipe down, because when you use Chrome Remote Desktop, you're supposed to swipe down on the phone, and you're supposed to get the overlay with the keyboard, where you press the keyboard. The S10, what it would do is you swipe down, then the keyboard disappears, like the keyboard, like the HUD disappears. So you have to turn your phone in order for it to reappear. Here, it doesn't have that problem. But first impressions, great phone, and like I said, a couple months down the road, I'll give a full review of it. But so far, it was well worth my money. I bought it direct. The fun thing is, I bought it directly from Google, and I went downtown to the actual Google store in Soho and picked it up.
Nice.
Like same day, and it was really cool. Also, I have this like glass screen protector. It's like it's a screen protector, but it's as durable as glass. So it's really like really strong.
Bulletproof? It just shoots the
No,
phone.
well, no, it's because the Gorilla Glass 3 and stuff. But overall, but I would say, but overall, like I said, really good battery life. It's okay in terms of like fast charging and stuff, and the performance is still really good. And also, 5G performance. I was able to go downtown in Manhattan and get 400 megabits on a speed test. So the 5G does work.
Nice.
Really well. So yeah. Also, it supports an eSIM too. So you have one single SIM slot, and you can have eSIM like a Google Fi or something like that. So overall, especially if you could find one, if it goes on a fire sale, because I know they're going to be announcing like the Pixel 6 and stuff. Definitely would recommend it at this point. So.
Also, isn't Samsung supposedly having their quote unquote direct presentation thing in a few days soon?
Yeah, so maybe they'll because rumor has it is that they'll be manufacturing the Pixel 6, but we'll see what happens. Foxconn is the manufacturer for the Pixel 4a, 4a and
late
5.
for E3, huh?
Yeah, you think that's late? Wait till you hear when Apple's is gonna have their presentation, buddy.
I don't want to hear Apple. Fuck them. I hate Apple.
Oh yeah. And Apple says we are the whining minority. We're the screeching minority when it comes to privacy. It's like, yeah, now Apple has to tell you what privacy is? Fuck that.
If it was private, why'd you have to bring it up in the first place, damn it?
Apple's the type of people. If Apple had a restaurant, like once you sign up to go to Apple, first of all, once you go in the restaurant, they'll stamp your hand, and you can only eat at Apple restaurants. First of all, second, their food would be just barely better than. No, it would be a little bit worse than Applebee's. But because you signed the contract, that's the only food you can eat, and they're gonna charge you for utensils, like charge extra for you. That's Apple if they were ever a restaurant to me. I feel like that's how.
Oh
Apple
yeah,
works.
oh yeah, and then if the stamp wears off, you have to pay just about the same amount of price that you did when you got
Right, and they give you steel straws, which you think would be that's kind of cool. But the problem is like you got to buy them separately, and if the straw slightly it gets a little like bent or anything, then it won't work. Like it just like shoots holes through the straw or something. Like Apple's
Apple
just full
air
of
fryer would
problems.
sell.
Yeah, Apple's just full of problems. I hate
No,
that.
then the problem is it will overheat and
Right.
it will overheat and then the display will freaking crash itself.
You can only talk to people who are at Apple store restaurants.
Apple forks sold separately, so when you get the food, you have to order the fork separately for that shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Like you can't eat with any other utensil. Like
Yeah, and you can't repair your utensils either.
That shit is easy to break too.
And every time the waiter takes your order, you gotta pay them every time they show up to your table. And
Even
they
when
always
they show up
to your
themselves.
table. Right, they always show up to your table.
Like, I didn't call you, damn it. Get the
Fuck out of here.
That'll be $4.99 plus tax, buddy.
Yeah, I hate Apple. I'm sorry, Apple is terrible. Like they're just a terrible company, and people keep buying them.
That's why I'm still stuck with the
status
6S
symbol.
here.
Yeah, the problem is the status symbol, and also apparently they don't know what the hell QC is.
Not yet, anyway. Ah, well. I'm gonna still look forward to that next Apple phone, though.
No,
No,
We
you want
learned
the new phone Air.
Air. Yeah, pretty much. No, but Taron, I'm just only saying I'm looking forward to it. Just I want to see how the hell they're gonna mess it up this time around. I'm not buying that shit. If I still have a 6S,
They don't yet iPhone 3, iPhone 13.
yeah, it's like, listen, buddy, I don't care. As long as they don't put a head jack on that one, I ain't buying it. I'm literally living off my phone through just a headphone jack because I'm that old school with this shit now. Because apparently everybody's trying to remove headphone jacks out of our lives. But not me, buddy. I'm keeping that shit all the way through. I want that shit, man. So, but yeah, so what do you guys say then? First of all, TSS, thank you for your review on that. Once again, it is just the full name again, the Google Pixel
4A 5G. 4A 5G.
4A 5G. All
Yeah,
right.
not the original 4A model, because the 4A model only has a 730G SoC. It only has one camera.
Okay, which is this one has the dual one, as we saw in the image beforehand.
Yes.
It comes in a few colors. We already saw one of black and the other of white.
Well,
as
white, yeah.
So there you go,
That's
guys. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what next Pixel has in store for us to go through. All right, so what do you guys say? Let's get ourselves ready for the next session then? For tonight. All right, let's bring up some Pokemon stuff, because obviously there was a brand new episode that came out this week and we have to talk about it. Once again, I'm gonna give a heads up. I don't know if this shit works. If it doesn't work, oops. If it does work, oops. But we'll see.
I can't remember what show it was, what movie it was, but I think Adam Sandler was in it, and he's like Santa Claus or whatever, and the kid's sitting on his lap, and he's like, "Well, kid, what do you want?" And he goes, "Pokemon."
Pokemon.
It was probably X-Play.
Yeah, probably.
Or extended play, probably.
Yeah, he's like, "Pokemon."
Just Pokemon.
Pokemon live caster.
But yeah, so first of all, we got ourselves a nice little new layout going on for this one, obviously. So it's a nice little cute thing there.
Red Sea.
Yeah, so I thought I'd make a new one, see if it actually worked. Although I didn't test it out before stream because I was literally rendering the new video thing here during the middle of the stream because I was expecting it to have been finished beforehand. But now I get to test it out here, and turns out everything looks okie dokie. So that's great, first of all. But now, let's get ourselves ready to talk about tonight's episode review. And why do I say episode review? Because for some god fucking reason, they decide to say, hey, let's just show everything that's going to happen in this upcoming battle through the screenshots. We know who are the Pokemon.
By the way, here's a fun fact. We do know for a fact that they have hired new storyboarders. Because on this episode coming up, which is the Alola Desert Island race, there was a brand new storyboarder named Satoshi Shimizu.
Mm-hmm.
So they're hiring new people. So I guess that's going to be an important thing.
All right, so we got to keep that in mind, I guess, moving forward. Then, nope. All right, let me just leave this up here. I think that'll look better right there. So yeah, let's get right into it then, ladies and gents. We have a lot to talk about for this one for tonight. So first of all, we have to talk about episode number 77, which is this Denji versus is it Denji? Yes, Denji's Japanese name, but in English it's Volkner. So Satoshi versus Denji.
Minato.
Yeah, yes, because everybody did do edits for that when it came.
Naruto's dad.
Pretty much, but let me see. What am I forgetting here? So this upcoming battle is gonna happen. It's first of all gonna be hype as hell. I'm looking forward to that. But secondly, apparently the events that are gonna be happening in the previous episode are going to be carried over into this next upcoming episode, which is actually pretty cool. So, in case you didn't know, we're heading to Alola later this week. And we're going to be having an episode focusing on Satoshi and Go learning something about a Pokemon getting an adventure race where you make your way to the goal while getting Pokemon along the way. Kind of reminds me of a plot from Diamond and Pearl, actually thinking about it, where they kind of did that in the school, wasn't it? So on their way there, they decide to participate and find two brothers that admire Satoshi called the Fully Powered Brothers. And they are also going to be participating as well. And they're both able to use Z moves as well. However, Satoshi seems a bit suspicious of said Z moves that are happening on screen. And apparently in this upcoming episode...
Z moves!
And apparently in this upcoming episode, a very major thing is going to happen. And this is something that fans have been asking for since freaking the beginning of this season. When are we going to start introducing the concept of Ash's championship victory that he obtained within the previous season? And that's going to be addressed in this upcoming episode. So,
I didn't care.
So yeah, looking forward to that aspect. But not only that, now we got official confirmation that the next upcoming episode, which is going to be a super electromagnetic hyper class battle, is going to tie into the events that played out in this upcoming episode. Satoshi has ranked up to the hyperclass within the Pokemon World Championships. His first opponent in the hyperclass is Denji, the gym leader of the Nagisa Gym in the Sinnoh region. Satoshi has had a tough battle against Denji, who uses powerful electric types in the past as well, and throws down the gauntlet with his Z-Ring in his hand. At the very end right here, it says, it's Denji, the top gym leader in the Sinnoh region, and Satoshi, the first champion of the Alola region's Pokemon League. This is a hyperclass battle between two tough contenders. How will it end? It is going to be the first 3v3 battle we're going to be seeing on screen as well, with Ash bringing both his Pikachu and Lucario, as well as now finally after a while we're getting to see our boy Gengar join in on the fun as well. So we're going to be seeing those three in action against Denji's Pokemon, which include Luxray, a Rotom, and what was that? Electivire, I believe was the last name of the Pokemon.
That's a pretty solid team.
Evo actually points out that this is going to be the first 3v3 that's outside of a tournament setting, well technically since XY, because
yeah.
Also, Koro pointed out that the reason that Volkner has Rotom Fan is because he has Rotom Fan in the Pokemon World Tournament in Black and White too.
Yeah,
so there you go.
There's tie into that as well, so I'm really liking that. Hey, listen, man, let's get the Pokemon World Tournament music from Black and White and bring that shit here. No? Okay, I'm sorry.
No.
But yeah, so this is going to be a 3v3
One miracle
battle.
at a time.
It's going to introduce Z moves yet again into the series, which they even bring up mention in this upcoming preview stuff that they had going on, where they say Satoshi throws down the gauntlet for a fully powered battle with his Z move ring in his hand. And we already know, thanks to the screenshots, it's not the Electro Z type move, it's the Pikachunium Z. So we're going to be seeing that in action in this upcoming episode. Fully powered Satoshi with his Pikachu right here in action. So we even got a comment from the voice actor of Denji, Hirofumi Nojima.
Whoa. Ash is gonna use a whole fucking Z move in this fight. What the fuck's Volkner gonna do? That thing fought Tapu fucking Guardian, remember?
Yes, and won.
It also fought Lucamine's Hyper Nihilego form.
And don't forget the most important one too, the Team Rocket.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay, shut up, AJ. I was excluding that one on purpose. But what the fuck is he gonna do?
Win? Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't even know. He's gonna have some tricks up his sleeve or something. Who the hell knows? I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna go down.
Does it have a Mega Evolve? With what? What can Mega Evolve on his team?
Confirmation, Mega Luxray confirmed in the anime. No. Then going to be in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
He is going to use electric terrain. I can see that.
But that benefits Pikachu in the long run too, though.
Yeah, so. the one Clement used. Clement used electric terrain. I liked that Clement did it though. I don't really care.
Clement did it. What else was it? Tapu Koko did it.
I like when Clement did it because when Clement did it, Ash had Goodra use Rain Dance, so you got to see this cool little like thunderstorm in the middle of the fight.
Yeah. Whereas here it's just going to be all yellow in the background. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to last throughout the whole fight. As you can see, it fades in and out every now and then. So it's going to be interesting. But another cool concept to note about this episode, if you pay very close attention to the background, one very important thing is happening. It's actually being broadcasted. Yeah, there's a legitimate
live studio audience.
Yeah, with a live studio audience. They finally got people watching battles happen and unfold. Something we've been wanting to see for a while, but now I guess it makes more sense than ever, given that this is the top 100 we're starting to get into.
I was saying, this is the hyper class. I guess people would want to, like, if you were to run a stream of tournaments happening, you would watch the hyper class.
Yeah, you will want to see the top 100 duke it out, because
it's just like in real life where, like, in Pokemon tournaments, you wouldn't watch locals on YouTube, but you would watch regionals and nationals.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Exactly. So let me bring up,
that makes sense.
I wanna bring up the comment that was done by Denji's voice actor Hirofumi Nojima, who talks about this upcoming episode. He says, Denji is a character from my own distant past as well, so when I was given word about this, I felt both nostalgic and extremely happy I'd get to play him again. You know, when I first battled Satoshi as a gym leader in the Pocket Monsters Diamond and Pearl anime, we weren't actually able to finish the battle, so we had a total of 2 gym matches. This time, we're able to fight each other as equal Pokemon World Championships challengers. So even as an actor, I was really looking forward to seeing how we'd liven up the battle as I went to the dubbing session. Denji is normally a very calm and relaxed person, but when he is in a battle, not even Satoshi can match his energy and enthusiasm. I believe I'll be able to show you all Pokemon battling the way only Denji can do it, so please look forward to that, everyone. And that is what he had to say for that upcoming episode. First of all, this is a gym leader I can rock with coming back. I think this is a good choice right here. It's not only... You got to think about it in the lore.
First choice with Diamond and Pearl gym leaders, but yeah, he's okay.
I think the reason why I work with this one better is because initially this character was meant to be an Elite Four, but he decided to resign that. So you know he has that strength of an Elite Four in him. He's just not technically an Elite Four. So that's what I think is really cool here. We're fighting against somewhat of a, I guess you could say, like a pseudo Elite Four.
His backstory in the past was that, in the video games at least, he's bored that, like, he's upset that he's bored with most of the challengers. Like, most challengers he fights are so weak, he's gotten bored.
Yes.
To the point where he almost just wants to quit being a gym leader altogether. And then you show up and you kick his ass.
And somehow that awakens something in him, and I guess he just happens to like it.
It's not the best story. It's a story.
That story works well in the show because they do make it a challenge, whereas with the games, you could just earthquake everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
And also, you have a legendary Pokemon before that gym fight as well, so that kind of hurts it too. But overall, though, that was a solid premise that they had for the show as well. So now we get to see a brand new form of him this time years had passed, or well, not really in the anime, but time has passed in the anime since the last time Satoshi had fought him. Who knows how stronger this man has actually gotten since the previous. So let's take a second to talk about some of the pros in this. So as we stated before, this is the top 100. We're finally getting to see a lot of action in this. But my favorite thing about this, and I think everybody already knows what I'm about to bring up, we had to bring Sun and Moon back, ladies and gents. We had to bring back the series that did everything. And that is Sun and Moon, because they're like, hey, we know Sun and Moon's out there. We know we have to bring back that, because from this point onward, I never thought about this until recently. Sun and Moon can never disappear from this series and moving forward as long as Satoshi's on the field. That series has become so significant now to the storyline that Sun and Moon will always have to be addressed in some way, shape, or form, especially given now that Satoshi had brought the Z-Ring back into his possession.
I'm bummed that he's going to use it in this one, though. I like that the last time it was used was against Tapu Koko in Guardian form.
Yes.
I like that was the final, move.
That was the climatic moment. That was meant to be the end all.
And now it's going to be this. And I'm like, this is
to be fair, it's better, though, in a setting like this, though, because now we're trying to go above what he already had accomplished beforehand in the Lola.
I just like that was the Lola's last major memory of that Z move. It's like, here, this is a Lola's. You can have that. It's Volkner's now.
It's kind of like the Infernape situation, but I think it's going to be handled a little bit better here, per se.
Well, I think so, because like I said, just by judging, they're bringing in new people. That's probably a good sign. Also, we're getting a fucking 3v3, which I think people have been clamoring about this shit for fucking 2 years.
Well, because the damn show is inconsistent with what's a 3v3, what's a 1v1, and what's a 2v2. Like, we for the longest we just didn't know, because Ash's fight with Big C's
was a 2v2.
Was a 2v2, but then when Ash rose through the ranks, he was doing 1v1s again, and I'm like, what? And then when he went higher in ranks, he started doing 2v2s again. I'm like, what determines what's a 2v2 and what's a 1v1?
A character who has a focused episode and a character who does not. There you go.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Exactly. Got to work with that premise, buddy. But yeah, so
whatever the fuck, it's whatever what Maxwell Powers decides.
Yeah, right. Maxwell. He's the real creator of journeys. But no, what I was going to say is, though, honestly, I'm kind of happy that the 3v3s are going to start happening here, because we're starting to get into the 3v3s
top
here.
100,
so in the top 100. So I only ask, when we get to the top 8, that shit better be a 6v6 gauntlet. I better see 6v6 for the top 8.
It's going to be a 1v1. Did you not see Lance and Leon fight?
Yes. But no, that was supposed to be like a little exhibition match.
Yeah. An exhibition, I know. I just thought it was funny that a bunch of people came to a stadium to watch a 1v1.
Yeah, I know. It's funny on that premise alone. But
why would you want to see a Pokemon battle between two Pokemon?
Sure. It being the Chubby Chew.
Yeah, I paid $30 to see this. Like, the fuck? The price of admission.
But yeah, so I was saying,
that's like going to a play and literally seeing Act 1, Part 1, and then leaving.
And giving a round of applause to that.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Damn, that first act though, bro, that shit was fucking fire.
But you paid $40.
I don't care. That shit was good.
Hey, at least it's better than trying to go to a fucking Ringo Starr, $350 fucking dollars, and that's for the fucking nosebleeds.
Can someone edit like when Gyarados gets knocked out in that fight, and somebody goes, "We paid $5 for this," and Sandy goes, "I paid 10." Can someone edit that, please?
Please remind me at the end of the stream. I might actually legit do that shit in the background.
Do it.
Oh man. Oh yeah, that's true. We're gonna have to address that. So, real quick, many people might not know this, but it is sad to see. The voice for Raihan, I believe, unfortunately came through some issues in the background, where now he is going to be MIA for a bit. So we don't know when Raihan's VA is gonna actually come back to do the voice of the character moving forward, which kind of sucks because he's kind of in the top 8. So we're gonna need him back. And I don't know if they're going to get a new VA for that, because like I think it was with Hao, if you remember Hao in Sun and Moon, he was supposed to appear more often, but they didn't because of the fact that apparently the VA was too busy working on other projects that he couldn't have any time to record for Sun and Moon. So that's why he only appeared like 3 times in the entire series. So that shit's gonna happen now with Raihan's VA. So that's unfortunate to see. But I did need to bring that up just in case if they ever address this later in the distant future. Now you know why. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but because he cheated, yeah, that shit is a big deal in Japan. In case you didn't know, and anywhere in the world, really, to be quite honest with you. So
Yeah.
so yeah, just thought I'd bring that up as a heads up announcement for that bit.
Aya Hirano had the same problem where she slept with one of her bandmates.
Yeah, it just sucks because okay, first of all, in case you didn't know, he is married to somebody very famous. You might know her because she does a lot of songs for anime in general, Lisa. It was very well known for the very first opening of Sword Art Online. If you know,
You cheated on the Sword Art Online opening woman. Sorry, I threw some at the mic.
So that was a little sudden noise there I heard. But yeah, she's that iconic, man. And he pulled that stunt, man.
There's a backslash on my URL now. Whoops.
Oh, is that Mike okay, buddy?
Well, and you know what that means? That means I will give 0% more of a fuck about SAO.
Oh man, well it sucks because she's not even involved in any of this in regards to like her being the one responsible for this shit. No, she's unfortunately caught on by the act, which is sad to see. I hate when I hear this shit, but once again, we had to bring it up because it includes Pokemon in some shape, which is with Raihan's VA. So just thought I'd share that with you all. All right, getting back though into the premise of what we were talking about with the 3v3 fight. I was mentioning before, my favorite thing about this is that basically I got my wish of a Sun and Moon 2 with this one because now my favorite thing about this is now I'm starting to feel a bit of pressure for Ash's character in the top 100. They make it straight and obvious and to the point in these summaries that this isn't just simply a battle between Satoshi and Denji. No, this is a battle between Denji, the top gym leader in the Sinnoh region, and Satoshi, the first champion of the Alola region. He has gone from a character who has just simply been fighting in the background just to get to the top to now not only doing that, but also representing the region of Alola as well. He is going to represent that region, and I think that's my favorite bit about this. This was something I've been wanting to see since the beginning, and I think we're finally starting to see that play out because now every time moving forward, we're going to see and hear Satoshi, the first champion of Alola, versus who character appears in that time. And that's what I'm excited for the most. I'm very excited that now I can feel that Satoshi's story is starting to move forward. My big issue with Journeys was that I did see he was moving forward, but I didn't feel like there was much of an impact towards that. But now that Alola is being implemented into it because of his championship victory, there is something to root for. He's not only winning for himself, he's winning for Alola. And I'm happy for that. And he's bringing his Z-Ring in hand.
As long as he doesn't smash his face into the lolling cocaine on his way there.
This is basically what you kind of wanted to see, pretty much, is like the non-toaster face Satoshi.
I mean, okay, if they want to do like maybe 1 or 2 references to those where you just have to freaking do the over-the-top face, I will give them that credit. They deserve that. Just for that kind of the fan servicey moment. I wouldn't mind that. It's just that you won't get the melted face version, but at least you'll have some sort of stupid facial reaction at some point. I'll be down. I'll be down for that. And if they bury it there, good.
Yeah, apparently that's one of the side effects when you have the Z-Ring equipped in your hand.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think goes underneath the Z ring, the Z crystal? He's fucking. You know what he's doing. He's fucking putting all that fucking powder in the fucking band, and he puts the Z crystal on top of that, and it's like, oh, nothing there, nothing to see here. Got to go through freaking customs, you know.
Woo!
Exactly. Exactly, Cage. Exactly. Fucking exactly.
Powdernium Z. There you
He doesn't
go.
even like Coke. He just likes the way it smells.
Yeah, he just likes it. It smells nice. Oh man, Gash gets busted for cocaine. Maybe that's why his face came better, because he finally got rid of that, but now he got back into it. Jesus Christ, that's depressing.
That is indeed.
As a Pokemon battle goes, I can see the excitement. I mean, it's there. It's a 3v3 battle.
It's what
One of
fans
them
have been
being
asking for it.
One of them being the strongest gym leaders, an 8th gym leader. So obviously they're the one of the strongest of them. And Ash is, I guess, bringing his A game with his Z ring instead of using any of his other tactics.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame he has to do that because, like, the show gave him a Dynamax band and then immediately threw it away because they don't give a fuck. They didn't even use it in the fucking Zamazenta and Zacian arc, but whatever. My issue here is the stuff that the fandom's been saying.
What's that?
So not even the episode itself.
All
The
right.
fandom has literally been saying back and forth that this is gonna fix Journeys. Now, we've been on this roller coaster several times.
Mm-hmm. there is no hiding that. Let's be real. There is no hiding that bit.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all once again for the 25th time. Don't get too excited. I'm just saying. Like,
But there's new storyboarders.
And I'm looking forward to that. I'm just listen. I'm gonna tell you this right now, TSS. This upcoming episode, I am looking forward to. Like, my hype is there because there is
Next 2 episodes
something.
are going to be really good.
Yeah,
stuff.
they're gonna be pivotal points for Satoshi's
I
character.
think it's
These
gonna be
are
a
big
good
deals.
battle. I think it's gonna be a good battle. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, this saved it. This saved the whole damn. Nah, this ain't gonna save the.
But I will
this
agree
ain't gonna
on that
save
part. What
shit.
Tyron's saying, it's not gonna save anything.
No.
But it's gonna bring it in the step in the right direction.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
that's
I'm
what I'm seeing, and that's what I've been seeing. Now
When
we're
they
finally
episode
getting something.
80, the right direction was a couple episodes. Was literally like 60 episodes ago.
No, we
Yeah, but-
hated
yeah, but-
60 episodes ago. What are you talking about?
Like what? Like
The
dude,
only good thing that was for 60 episodes ago was that Bisky's fight, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it took us till now, but it's starting to get to that point where it's starting to move in the right direction now.
Yes.
I
So at
agree.
least finally the fucking pendulum is starting to swing. That doesn't mean shit. Like I said, well, Sun and Moon took fucking 60 episodes to get fucking somewhere.
And I agree on
So-
that aspect. And even for some fans, they would even say 2 years.
I don't even think this is gonna fix it. I'm like, I
Nothing is gonna fix shit. I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
I'm saying,
I-
yeah, this is-
all series has flaws.
Yeah,
So
and-
it's like, yeah. The thing is though, how it ends is what's gonna be the deciding
Yeah,
factor.
I've just been hearing everybody on Twitter say, "Oh, it fixed all the problems." That
No, it's, well, no. It's fixing the problems going forward, but not going back. That's the thing. The problem is I live with the mindset of life is always under construction. Yeah, you could fix something on the way going forward, but you can't fix going back.
I mean, this still creates more problems because it's like, look what the show is relying on. It's not relying on the Dynamax band that they got in this series. It's not relying on anything Ash has gotten for real in this series other than Gengar and Lucario. Go isn't even in any of these fucking snapshots. Isn't he a cast member too?
But during the gym battle, do they have to be there, though? Per se, like in
no,
the arena?
No.
My point being is that the show is relying so much on nostalgia at this point that it knows damn well it can't do anything else unless it uses something from the past. It's like cheating on someone else's homework at this point.
Here's the thing to counter that.
How can you cheat on homework when it has shit to do in the same subject?
You're not excited for Journeys. You're excited for Diamond and Pearl / Sun and Moon.
No, but that's the point, though. That's
You're
what's
excited
supposed
for
to be for
Diamond
the
and
show.
Moon.
Dude, did you not see, like, the premise of this show has always been about taking the past and bringing it to the present. For me, with Sun and Moon, the reason why it's more significant for me overall is because of the fact that it's not necessarily only being used for fan service, but it's also being used as a way to move the series forward for Ash's character. Because if you think about it, Ash's journey in Sun and Moon, that was the big moment for him. That was the thing that brought him to the top. And now he not only needs to show that, but he's representing that region as a whole, not just himself. That is his representation now of Alola, the cast, the series, the region. That's why I think it's better written here. Sure, it took a while to get to this point.
Because they wanted to try something different. You know what? You have to have a in any long-running franchise, you have to at least try something different. If it sucks, then great. That means it sucks. At least they tried. It's not like giving you the same fucking shit like ad nauseum. Because if you give the same shit ad nauseum, people get fucking bored.
Also, one last thing to add before I pass it to you, Tyron.
Go ahead.
Okay, one last thing I want to bring up. The reason why I'm not criticizing this is only because I asked for this. And while it took a while to get to this point, I'm very happy it's happening at all. Now, it's a matter of how well things will shape up as the series progresses
just like
forward.
The conversations that we had all the other times when this happened, though.
When has this really happened to be?
A lot of times this has happened where we keep going, oh, they're doing this thing that I remember that they did a while back. I just wonder how well they're going to do it. And I go, they're not going to do it well. And everyone's like, yeah, but they're doing it this way because back then things were different and now we're going to change it. And then they do it and they're like, that was underwhelming. And I'm like, no shit.
Oh, you're referring to characters returning.
We've done this dance how many times? Dawn was the most recent.
Yes.
Yeah, but I enjoyed that one.
And he actually gave it a 9.3 overall for that one, if I recall correctly.
Oh my god, nah.
But see,
okay,
I'm not a big fan of those episodes either. I'll agree on you on that part, Tyron. The only reason why this one is going to be more different overall, at least right now as it stands, okay, before the episodes even drop, is only because this is actually happening to Ash now. This is Ash himself. This is not a character from before that's tied to Ash. This is him now. This is his side of the story. I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt now with this part. We'll talk more about that, I assume, when the episode drops. But I'm just saying the reason why now, at least for me anyway, I'm seeing it differently is because there is much more at stake here now. Of course, I already had accepted and acknowledged the fact, but now this is Sun and Moon. That's for me anyway. For me, loving the series as a whole, that's what makes me excited for this. That's why I even did the silly edits on Twitter when I showed off and replaced the Journeys logo. No, this is the Sun and Moon series continuation now at this point, which is what I've always actually wanted to see. But like, I'm just curious now with Ash's character, where things are going to move forward. I don't think it's really
going to do anything for his character. I think he's just going to win the fight and go up a couple of ranks.
In itself, yes, that is correct.
Which is the same thing we did with Iris and Karina.
It's more at stake this time around because now this is the top 100. He's now starting to go and rise. He's not just rising up the ranks in like the top 20,000 or whatever it is. It's now the top 100. We're starting to see the number, decrease now. We're starting to get to the big leagues here. So that's why I'm a little bit more on the excitement part for this compared to previous ones. Because the previous ones, my big issues were they felt so insignificant. They were some of the worst, which is why even Karina's battle was so insignificant for me. Or even Iris's battle felt so insignificant for me. I enjoyed them, maybe some more than others, and maybe straight up hated some of them. But like, this is now where things are going to shape up moving forward, at least for me. But I don't know. Like, I have to now wait for this to come. And it just kind of sucks that it has to take until now to get to it. Yes, I agree. But I don't know. They're putting my favorite series at stake. That's why I'm rooting for it. That's why I'm excited for it.
I think it's going to be a really nice Diamond and Pearl / Sun and Moon spectacle. I don't think it's going to do anything for the story in the grand scheme of things. It's just going to be a really nice battle that Ash ranks up.
But it is going to do something for the story because it's going to advance the fucking Pokemon World Championships plot.
Yeah, that's the whole point. It's literally tied. It's not just a generic battle. It's not
That's
just
the
a
point.
basic battle. It's a Pokemon World Championship battle.
We've already established that the rankings sort of just do whatever they want.
They can't do that in the top 100.
They can't do that.
Though.
They can't do that. They can't do that as the numbers
but
go
that makes
smaller.
that makes it seem dangerously worse. Oh, you can't disobey the rules now. You've been doing it all this time, but you can't do it now.
I know.
Like,
I've hated that
it
premise
feels
too, buddy.
Jarring. Like this whole World Championships has been a fucking mess up till now.
Yes.
And even now, like, to me, it just makes the mess seem more apparent. If it had been now, it's just a problem with consistency.
The funny thing is, in the last like 15 episodes, there's been more consistency in the first fucking 60. But that's just me.
No, the World Championships is from the
Well,
World.
I'm talking about the series narrative, not exactly
The World
PWC.
Championship has been a sloppy mess. Ash does most of his battles off screen. His ranking does whatever the fuck it wants. He beat Karina and went up to super class and lost a bunch of nobody ass battles and went back to normal class.
Which made that fight insignificant.
Yeah,
as a whole.
made that fight insignificant. His rank goes up by God knows how much based on battles. There's no ranking comparisons. There's no like up to dates on what Ash is ranking on daily episodes. It's a fucking garbage of a tournament. Like, this is terrible. But now, since we're fighting Volkner, everything's, like, back in motion now. And it just, I'm sorry. I think this battle is going to be good because it just genuinely is a good setup, Ash versus Volkner. But I don't think it's going to, like, do any major things that change it. Like, oh, God, I'm glad that happened. It's going to be a nice fight. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a good old nice 3v3 Pokemon battle.
And I agree with you 100% on that. And that's why I even stated before, the battle in itself is going to be a great thing altogether. We just had to go through what the hell we went through to get to this point. I'm just happy that now we're starting to see the consistency happen rather than it still staying inconsistent. Like, I'm not going to suddenly see Ash just shoot up from 99 to 10 or something. You know what I mean? Like, now we're starting to see that now stakes are at hand.
Now what's gonna happen is now all the returns will be pretty much be justified because now they're gonna have more plot driven stuff for PWC. Yeah. Now, of course, that means we have to watch people job to other people. But if that's the narrative they want to tell, that's what the narrative that we have to deal with. But at least we're gonna have more exciting battles. We're having a fucking 3v3. Which I
think we're going to be getting more of as well, actually.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. 3v3s, and if they feel like it may be a 4v4, that would be interesting too.
Maybe like for the final one leading to the top 8, that could be a 4v4.
Yeah,
I think Ash's fight with Hoenn gym leaders, if they decide to introduce them, should be tag battles. Personally,
so Tate and Liza then.
Yeah, well, no, not specifically Tate and Liza.
No, but I'm saying like that concept.
Well, because Hoenn's thing was tag battles.
Also, show 2021, that's gonna happen because you see, because I still remember the silhouettes, and one of them does look like freaking Show. Imagine Show being a higher rank. That would be.
He's a higher rank than Nenji. That's kind of sad.
but I'm all for that shit.
In case you're wondering who Show is, TSS tell him.
DP74, the Raichu, the guy who has the Pikachu, Pichu, and Raichu.
Goliath.
The Pichu and the Raichu.
Yeah, Pika and the Goliath.
Yeah, so the one who had that one where the evolution concept was brought back up.
Icon.
Yeah, TSS's icon. Apparently in the silhouette, I shit you not, if you go and take a look at the silhouette during the fight against Iris, that's his design in the silhouette right there.
Yeah,
the hair is backwards.
It's not Denji. Because Denji's placed in the front. In the back, it looks like fucking Show.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, we'll see how things are going to play out for that bit there. But, yeah, like I stated before, Tyrone, I'm going to straight up say, like, with you 100%, I agree with you. In regards to the premise, in regards to what we've seen so far, in regards to the concept of PWC, I agree 100%. That was probably one of the most sloppiest concepts that they've ever incorporated into the series as a whole. It had such a unique premise that could have worked, that could have actually gotten somewhere leading to the top 100 and would have made even the top 100 we're starting to get into right now
one of
a
the worst,
much more
yeah.
significant deal.
It's one of the worst. It's one of the worst plot points since freaking the anime adaptation of Magma and yeah, yeah,
But
Magma and Aqua.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
Aqua
plot
and
line was
Magma.
shit. But now,
Yes.
given that next week is theoretically, in my eyes, Sun and Moon 2, the series now, I feel, is moving in a much more interesting direction for me personally. But that's only because I have an attachment to that series.
Yeah.
And I can now understand for those who are big DP stans, and even if they might have enjoyed it or not, I can see why people are excited for this fight.
Yes.
Because it's not just a returning gym leader, it's the strongest gym leader that's representing there. And now it's also going to be the strongest trainer of Alola, the champion of Alola. They're going to be duking it out. I still agree, and I'm still going to come into this episode with complete low expectations because I also want to have it low, so that way when the episode does deliver, my brain is going to go boom.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, you'll have a nice big pop.
Exactly. And that's what I want to see with this episode. I want to see it deliver. I'm really banking it on this one, Tyrone, for me personally, because this is Alola for me. This is my favorite series of all time for Pokemon. I have so much at stake for this one.
Yeah, and likewise, if I find out tomorrow that Haruka's coming back, I'm popping that shit off like fucking crazy. Because that would have been fucking 12 years. So it's the same. It's kind of the same feeling. Anything that has to do with the series, and I think that's one of the positives to take out, because now you'll have a reason for, everybody likes their own series, and it gives it a reason to be excited. If there's any like track record in the last, like I said, the last I would say 5 months of the show, at least it's becoming, at least you're looking more forward to it than we did in the first year.
Exactly. Now I'm feeling the excitement. I'm only asking that this does exceed. I'm only asking that this does well. I know what I'm getting myself into. I've been with this series, with Journeys anyway, for almost 80 episodes now. I know what I'm getting myself into. But now I'm attached to this because with Sun and Moon. That's why I'm rooting for this one to succeed. It took us a while to get to this point.
Because Ash slapped on the band from the Sun and Moon series.
No, because Ash is now representing Alola. That's the bigger picture here.
Yep.
He's not representing himself anymore. He's not Satoshi from Palatown.
I don't think
He's
this whole
Satoshi
battle really does that, but okay.
No, the summary states it. I even brought it up. They make it a big deal. They say Denji, the top gym leader in the Sinnoh region, and Satoshi, the first champion of the Alola region's Pokemon League. They are banking it with that premise right there. They're making it a significant deal.
I mean, and he's not gonna lose the title if he loses the fight. Also, we know he's gonna kick Volkner's ass. That unfortunately is the way this fight goes. Now, if Ash loses, then I'll be actually impressed. Holy shit, that'd be cool, actually.
That would be cool, actually. Yeah,
that would be cool. Well, damn, the show decided it. Oh, fuck, Ash ain't all of these cracked up to be. He needs to get his shit together. An actual trial. Nah, they're not gonna do that. He's gonna stomp the shit out of Lutre. For God's sakes. Pikachu has a Z move. The thing he used on a god.
Yeah. It's now, to me, I already know how the story's going to play out. That's why I even said this is just pretty much the next episode review, because we saw everything in screenshots. I already know how it's going to end. But make that journey worth
presentation, make the presentation. Make us happy.
Make me happy that I'm seeing these Pokemon in action. Make me feel that despite knowing that the victory's still going to go Ash, that I'll even for just a split second, if they can do that, if they can for a split second
the choreography will be key.
If they, like I said, if they can somehow for just even a split second make me think, oh shit, Ash is going to lose, then that tells me this episode did its job. If it can do that for me personally.
You gotta have the tension. You gotta have the, you have to have it. You have to have the back and forth. That's what anime battle writing is all about. The back and forth. That's what makes it the most exciting.
Exactly. But I also, once again, Tyrone, just want to clarify with you. I agree with you with everything you've said. I acknowledge everything you said. I've even also been on that side 100,000 times too with you. That's why last week's session without TSS was one of the most one-sided reviews we've had of the series so far. I'm not going to, deny that. but I really, really want to believe in this one for me. This is the one I'm putting bank on. Everybody had those episodes where they're relying on that one to succeed. This is the one for me. This is the one I want to see them succeed in. The Journeys one that they brought back, that one was weak, but it was still a phenomenal Sun and Moon episode in my eyes. But not a good Journeys episode. This one, I want it to be not only a good Journeys episode, but like a good point for Ash's story moving forward. That's all I'm asking for this one. And if they can do that and keep that consistency moving forward with Ash at least and his story, which is a bit of a gamble altogether on its own, then I'll enjoy it even more. But for now, as it stands, if this episode does good, I'm going to enjoy the fuck out of this episode, just like how Terrell enjoyed the hell out of that Iris episode. You can view that episode for itself, just like I've talked about with you guys all in the chat in the past. You might enjoy this episode by itself. That's perfectly fine. It's tied to Journeys, and you don't care to tie to Journeys. That's perfectly fine. As long as that episode, core-wise, delivers on what we've been wanting to see, at least in my end, then I think they did what they needed to do right. It took us a while to get here, but Jesus, I'll still be happy about it.
I'm going into this just like going into watching a sporting event. It's going to be a good fight. It's gonna be, what do they say in Cuphead? What do they say in Cuphead?
A brawl is surely brewing.
Yeah, that. A brawl is surely brewing. Here goes.
Yeah. But that's all. This is why I feel this way, Taron. I've never felt this way for a Journeys episode. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never felt this way for an episode within Journeys. But now that you're putting something that I love on the line, now you got my attention. If they fuck this up, well, I still got Sun and Moon to work with. But if they do good, then now I got my Sun and Moon 2 to work with here. It took them to get back into something that was good previously to now start getting me intrigued into this series again. At least for me personally. This time, no more toaster face Satoshi included with this one. So there you go on that end right there. But that's just my take on it, Tyrone. I just want you to at least understand from my perspective why I personally am looking forward to this episode, despite knowing all the criticisms and things that we've brought up to the table in many, many sessions long ago and even recently.
Yeah, like we've been in this situation where like, oh, my boyfriend hurts me and calls me names, but my shoes are in his car, so I can't break up with him.
Yeah, pretty much. Is like that's just how the relationship was with Journeys. But now, that's all. I'm just asking for this to be good, man. I really am, because if you soiled my Sun and Moon, God.
I'm just saying.
Listen, Taron. I have that mindset.
The Dawn episode exists.
Hey, I ain't no DP stan. I'm gonna just tell you that right now.
I'm just saying, and Fernape got smacked by a Moltres.
Let it be known that the Diamond and Pearl is the one getting the most ass smacked in the face, not Sun and Moon.
Volkner's about to get that ass whipping.
Yeah, man, I'm excited to see Sho get his ass whooped too.
I'm just saying, like.
Hey, listen. You know why I'm fine with that, Taron? Because it ain't my Sun and Moon. That's why. That's perfectly fine for me personally. And so far, my series hasn't been hindered yet.
I'm just saying, the only reason Ash wanted to go to Alola that one time was because Executor was brought up.
I thought it was because of Yamper.
No, they talked about Executor.
No, it wasn't Yamper the one that brought the attention to the Executor, is what I remember.
Oh yeah, and then Ash was like, "There's Executors in Alola," and he goes like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, want to go see him?" And then it became a dick measuring contest between Kiawe and Go. I'm just saying.
Hey, I still found that episode phenomenal. It still sucks as a Journeys episode, but at that episode, I still found one of the great epilogue stories for Sun and Moon. That I don't need to see those characters come back for me personally. But now I'm really banking it with this one time.
I want to see this level. I want to see this level of a battle used with characters in the fucking show, not in other shows. Like, use your cast first before you use cast from the other shows.
Yeah.
Like, you're using an element from Sun and Moon. You're using characters from Diamond Pearl. Journey, stick to what makes you you. Like, use your thing.
Yeah, which is a celebration of all regions.
No, No, don't give me that crap, TSS. You wanna know
Well,
why I
no,
like
that
the
was what they
biscuit?
were supposed
No,
to
no,
go
no, no, no.
for.
Everybody shut the
Supposed
fuck
to
up.
do.
Everybody shut the fuck up. So you wanna know why I like
I'm
biscuits?
gonna get you down, bitch.
But
Hey, shut the fuck up. I have a good example.
Okay.
You
How
wanna know why I like Biscuit's episode so much?
Is it because it
But
was
because
original?
Lieutenant Surge was brought up, but he's not the driving force of the goddamn episode. It's a good battle that shows, oh, this trainer trained from Lieutenant Surge, but Biscuits in herself is an original Journey's character. And thus, the episode is able to last on its own because you got a character from Journeys giving Ash a run for his money. So you get a good battle as a result. Journeys uses something from the past, but ultimately it stands on its own 2 feet when it uses Bisky, a character that's original. So it works there.
That's why it's still the best battle so far in this series.
Exactly.
best, really.
Here, we're just ripping shit from other series, hoping that it sticks.
Yes.
It's a different, but it's a different, but the thing is though, it's still a different direction. Still a different direction for what they wanted to do. Because the thing is though, they tried something, didn't fucking work. Let's try something
The
else.
Biscuits episode worked. If anything, it was a great.
because you want to know where that positioned in the first fucking 20 episodes.
Yeah, that was the start of the world. That was actually the start of the world championships. That was a good introduction to the tournament. It went downhill from there. So, like, my point being is the reason that worked so well is because Journey used what it had. It didn't senselessly borrow from what already existed. It had an element as a call out, but it didn't rely on it.
Galar Adventurer is right here, by the way.
Which is, let me see. They said they were going to use characters and elements from the past
series from day one, which that's the whole point. Even
that's great. You can use them as cameos and references here and there, but don't rely on it.
No, but if they bring,
no matter how many ways you want to slice it, it's still Journeys. Like it still has its own identity.
Wait, quick question, Deltaron. If the show
if that was
brings
the case,
it up,
don't even bring up. If that was the case, then Koharu, Go, Sakuragi, all of these characters that are original shouldn't even fucking be here. It should just be Ash meeting up with old characters, but it's not. They went through the trouble to develop Koharu. They went through the trouble to develop Go somewhat. They went through the trouble to do all of that. So obviously the show is focused on some originality. Mm-hmm. It just doesn't double down on it.
Yes.
Yeah, but the whole premise was the double Shujinko, which is what their first premise was. So they tried.
But then if that's the case, then don't have other things in your premise if you're not going to use them.
That I can agree to that part. I will acknowledge that.
The whole fact of the matter is they had to do something different. Even the writers knew that they fucked up. When you have them TV magazine interviews saying they fucked up, they fucked up. Great, they fucked up. Now you fix it. Now you clean up your fucking mess, which is what they're doing.
And to me, even the premise of going back to old shit isn't a good premise to me.
Is it because it hinders the last experience? You mentioned this before,
right?
correct?
Because and it also makes it seem like, oh, you're not good on your own. You need all this shit from other stories to help you out. Like it feels like a weird handicap. And like Terrell said way back then, people who like Galar as a premise, they got hoed.
Yeah, that we all acknowledge that since day one. It was always going to get the series with the worst. I only say, and I'm gonna bring this up right now, this is something similar to what I gone through with Sun and Moon. Back when the Sun and Moon series began, because a lot of people, when they jumped into that show, hated the premise, but never knew that the premise was that to begin with. You know what I mean? Like the comedy slice of life show. Many people were thinking it was going to immediately be a storyline similar to the concept before, but they told you before you got into the series what you were getting into. The reason why I'm perfectly fine with that concept of Journeys having the history past be brought up here is because they told me what I was getting into when jumping into the series. I knew from the start, from the get-go, that the series premise was never going to only just be about the present, but
And
also
Galar.
a
Yeah, well,
celebration
it wasn't gonna.
of the
It was
past.
also. And it was also not gonna be just about Galar either.
Yeah, and I understand. Listen, I know for quote unquote the bit celebration of the past hasn't exactly been that, because so
No.
far some of the past has been pretty shite. Like for a lot of people, Karina, for you, Tyrone, was pretty, pretty terrible. Or for Dawn's character, a lot of DP fans, they found that to be pretty terrible because it didn't pay too much of a tribute to Dawn. Of course, everyone's always entitled to their respective opinions. Let that be mentioned to just everybody once again. Everyone always has different opinions on that. Or even Sun and Moon for me. I didn't like it as a Journeys episode. I just viewed it better as a Sun and Moon epilogue than anything else, really. But I knew what I was always going to get myself into in day one with this show. That's why I always have a sense of hope with the series, because they keep telling me they're already told me what I'm getting into. I just want them to succeed. I know we're 80 episodes in. I know it took so long to get to this goddamn point. But I really just hope that they do right is all.
And I've seen, and like I said, since episode 64, I've seen the shift in the right direction.
Hell, if people were able to brush off the 2 years of Sun and Moon, then I think Journeys can also be in that same approach as well. If you're going to also critique the Sun and Moon series for what it's doing, I'm not just talking to those in call here, I'm talking to anyone in general, because people always come to the conclusion that the third year was really what banked and saved Sun and Moon for fans. If that can happen for the Sun and Moon series...
Yeah, and that was SM91. 91!
Let that try to at least say, maybe there's a sliver of hope for Journeys 2. It took us a while to get here, but if they can do it, that's better for those who really enjoyed this series overall. Yeah. If I can acknowledge those that bring up that fact and statement for Sun and Moon, then I at least am given the chance to also feel this way for this series. That's all I want. I just want a good fucking episode, man. That's all I really want. I just want to do
I just want a good run.
Yeah.
I want to run a good run of episodes.
Yeah, so let's hope. Fingers crossed for that. That's really all I can add to that, Tyrone. Once again, 100% agree with everything you say. I acknowledge it. There's even goddamn evidence from weeks ago, even if none of us all agree on the exact same thing. Literally weeks ago, we just had this talk that extended the talk for an additional couple hours. So I'm not saying that you're incorrect,
we had a fucking 3.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with you, Tyrone. I just want you to understand why I am excited for this, even after knowing what I had to trudge to get to this point.
And also since I didn't give this point because I was ill last week. The whole point is, for me, 2019 is one of those series that I can acknowledge that it has the best writing. It's like shit writing, but it's kind of like I go into it knowing about this, but I still enjoy it anyway because of the quirks. I could acknowledge it. I can acknowledge it that this series as a whole at this point is at the bottom of my list. And the writing has not been the best, especially in the first year and a half, about the first year or so. But I can humbly say that I enjoy it because of other things that have nothing to do with it. I had a great, the thing is that I had a great analogy for it, but I don't know what it was now. I think no, because it was like I do have it, because I wrote it down and I saved it as a fucking note because I knew that this was going to happen. I put it as, I'm going to be that one kid who's enjoying himself while playing in the sandbox while everyone tries to drown each other in the sprinklers. Basically, that means I'm over here, I'm in my own lane, I'm enjoying it because of the quirks about it. It's leaving me entertained, and everybody can go and freaking cut their throats and freaking, drown each other out.
Despite being dry as
the only one who likes Journeys, Tia says. Like, I'm gonna make that clear. And I've always stated there's nothing wrong with liking Journeys, but there is something wrong with me hearing the comments of people saying, oh, this is the best Pokemon it's gotten since
No.
when?
Oh no,
Since
no, no!
fuck
Let it be
when?
known
Hell-
that we're not
hell
agreeing on
fucking
that,
no.
Park. We're not
Hell
agreeing on that.
fucking no. Hell fucking no. This is not the best.
I listen,
Fuck
Tyrone.
no.
I'm gonna say it's not the best series. I'm gonna acknowledge what you said before. This ain't fixing shit. No. But it's a step
No.
in the right direction if
Or-
it succeeds, though. But that's the big key word there.
And if,
If
and,
it
and
does.
and if you like it, that's fine. But if I say I don't like it, then I'll see people that say they don't like it, and people will come after the people that say they don't like
Well,
it.
that's because
As if-
they have garbage
as if-
social skills.
Yeah,
so that's not my problem.
as if they had as if they had just committed taboo, and I'm like, no, there's justifiable reasons to not like it. To me, like I said, I even went into this going, this is gonna look
That
like
part
a
is
good,
Ebo. I actually agree with that.
Yeah. This is gonna look like a good Pokemon battle. That's all I said. I didn't say, oh, this is gonna save the series. Oh, this episode is gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna be a good Pokemon battle. That's because in the context of this, we haven't had a legitimately good Pokemon battle in this series since debatably Ash versus Biscuit.
Yeah.
Which is in another electric fucking fight.
Of course, it's always the electric mons that have to save the day.
And that random fight Pikachu had with that Meganium that we don't talk about. But
or the the freaking Gallade battle, or the Iris battle, or whatever the hell else battle we had.
I don't think that Iris battle was that good.
No, that's what I'm saying. Those weren't good. Those were bad examples. That's why I was bringing it up.
Yeah.
That's why it took till Biskies to save us, and that was episode 16 or something.
So here I'm going into this knowing that it's gonna be a good Pokemon battle, and I'm ready for that. Even though it feels weirdly unbalanced because Ash has a fucking super kill you move, while Volkner's just got to deal with it. Either that or Electivire is probably gonna have to steamroll literally every mon or something.
And then it's gonna be Pikachu versus all three. There you go.
Right. Because Gengar and Lucario have to get stomped in order for this to be a somewhat even match.
That's Pikachu is something else, man. I agree.
Well,
with
because last we saw I've already stated Sun and Moon isn't one of my favorite series, but the last time we seen Pikachunium Z used, it was to fight a fucking Alolan god.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you go after that? It's hard for me to sit there and go, yeah, Volkner can take that.
You know what makes me happier about this, though? I know this might sound kind
Yeah,
of
but actually, to be fair, the only reason why that killed the god is because we had Tapu Koko helping him.
And also, doesn't that attack only do 70%
and
of your health anyway?
We had, well, yeah, and that's, you gotta remember, you used it against the god, yeah, but that's because he got fucking powered up. He had the fucking steroids injected into him.
But we've seen it used before against Nihilego/Lusamine.
Yeah, and Rocket as well, so.
Oh, I'm not. Stop bringing the Team Rocket fight up. Jesus.
You have to acknowledge the pros and cons to move forward, man. That's just how it is.
I'm trying to make this move. I'm trying to defend Sun and Moon. You keep bringing up that one.
No, I have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, well, it exists. You gotta bring it up.
No, I'm saying Pikachu fought a god and a fucking giant alien king, and then here he goes, and he fought Team Rocket, and I'm like, that's not the same tier. Stop it.
Yeah, but Mimikyu, you know.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, whichever. No, I get your point, Aaron. I honestly do wholeheartedly agree. 100%.
That's like saying Superman fought fucking what's Brainiac. He fought Brainiac and Doomsday. He also fought a fucking common bank robber.
All S tier episodes, man.
Stop it. Stop putting them in the same sentence.
Hey, they're all S tiers, but they're all in for different reasons. That's how the premise is, pretty much. But
it's like saying Danny Phantom fought Vlad Masters and his future self, and the box goes.
Well, it's still a fight.
It's still a fight. It's funny for the wrong reasons, though.
Yeah, one of them's the box ghost.
Yeah, but hey, that was also an S tier episode too. It just happens to be for comedy purposes.
because you gotta have those situations where it's like it's just so off the wall that it has to be high rank.
Indeed. But so yeah, I guess that's pretty much the best we can say
Yeah.
for this upcoming
Yes.
episode, guys. Is there anything else that you think we need to address before
Uh,
about this upcoming episode anyway in
About
particular?
the upcoming episode, no, I think we talked about everything. Just because Denji Seiyu has said that he really like first of all he was really passionate about what he was talking about. So we know that we're going to get a top-notch vocal
I'll say
performance
that.
from
Yeah,
both
I do
for
like
both
that
Denji
he.
and Satoshi. We're going to have
I,
both Rika and him are going to have probably some of the best vocal performances in this entire series.
Yes.
I will say that I do like the fact that the voice actor talks about it like he's in character.
Yeah, like he's actually become him
Like
during
he's
that
the
time.
one that's doing it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Listen. That's why I always say that sometimes even if certain things don't work, I'll always at least praise what is good, and that is the VAs. The VAs will always deliver on that front, and I'm very excited for their vocal performances, like TSS said. Even if the episode might not be the best, or maybe it might be the best, I don't know. But hey, it's something to look forward to, no? And that's something I think a lot of us can agree on there. Sure, there has been a lot that we had to trudge and go through, and nobody will ever
If you have
deny that.
Amazon Prime, you could subscribe now.
Yeah. Who said that? But yes, thank you for the reminder there. If you have Amazon Prime, especially now, definitely take a chance for that. But anywho, though, what else am I forgetting here? Yeah, looking
Yes,
forward to
yes,
this.
I think you have something to say.
Yeah, let me move on into the other screen real quick. But
Yeah.
as a final note, once again,
Yeah.
everybody, I know we have our ups and we have our downs. We'll always have our
Yeah.
opinions. At the end of the day, that'll always be something that'll stay as a staple for the series, in our pod at least. But I once again ask that everybody can at least acknowledge each other's side of the coin. Not everyone is
Yeah.
always going to agree with everything, and honestly, that's okay. But it is important to at least accept, and maybe not accept, but at least understand where the other coin is going for, with their story.
Yeah.
That's all I can add to that. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm very excited. I'm very scared, but that's just because of what we've
I mean,
gone through.
it's all the emotions.
Exactly. There's just so much in my that they're putting into this table. They're going to touch my favorite series. At least I know I said about AG being my favorite series, but I've already established that AG is my favorite pre-reboot and Sun and Moon is my favorite post-reboot series. So yes. Hey, Infamous, how you doing there, buddy? Thank you for hopping on through, but I apologize, man. We're about to wrap things up really soon. But now I finished to say what I want to say. I hope everybody else got to say what they wanted to
Yeah.
say in the call too, at least for this upcoming episode. Let me shift back over to the other screen. And TSS, I'm gonna let you take this away, buddy, because I know you wanted to bring this up. So
Yeah. So, folks, I have been thinking about this for a little while, and now what I'm planning to do is we have been doing this program for I've been on this program aside from the time I had laryngitis or the couple times I went to Japan and I didn't show up, but I've been here for the most part of the last 5 years. And what I have decided was I
actually,
am
6. Sorry about that.
6. Yeah, but
Six.
6. But yeah, I mean, we started doing like the stuff back in like late 2015, and realistically, I have come and decided that I will be taking a break from Pokemon related stuff. Just up until Labor Day. So I will not be on the pod or on the commentaries until September the 6th. Now, don't worry, you will be still seeing me on non-Pokemon streams. The reason why I'm doing this is because I need some time to refocus and just reset, because literally I have been doing this podcast for the over five plus years almost without a break. So I'm going to take a little time, I'm going to reset, and I'm going to be, I'm still going to be here.
Yeah, he's not leaving us or anything.
I'm not
much.
leaving you. I am not leaving. Also, I will be still doing the Persona streams on Friday, Persona 3, and I will be still doing, the other streams that are not Pokemon related. And I will still keep on up to date with the episodes. It's just that I'm not going to talk about Pokemon for like the rest of the month until the beginning of September. I just feel like I need a break. I've been in this community now for almost 17 fucking years, and I've been doing this podcast almost weekly for like the last 5.5 plus. And I think now it's time for just a little bit of a break. And also, starting tomorrow, I'll be taking a 1 week break off of social media, not Discord, but off of social media.
You've been doing a pod for almost 6 years. That means I've been doing it for 8.
And also, don't forget, TSS has a bigger track record too. Remember the Bulbasaur. So that's
I've been.
already.
That was like 2 years, and then I've been doing PM.net stuff, and even before it was PM.net since September of 2004.
Yes.
So I think now it's time for a good reset. I know everybody thought I was gonna leave. Like, believe me.
The title card is bye bye TSS.
Yeah, and also it'll give me it'll also give me time to work on projects too, and you might be seeing one when I come back.
Yeah. So.
But I just need the rest of the month. I know, but everybody needs a break. I'm 33 fucking years old. I need a little bit of a break. I've been doing this since I was like 16. I need to fucking break. I need a break, man.
And yeah, like, listen, man, first of all, I want to let this be clear for everybody here. For those that are always usually on the pod, whether it be Tyrone or TSS, normally, we do this out of love for a franchise. We always come together because we always find a connection to this series. It's Pokemon. We all have something that we enjoy and love. Even if maybe not all of the things, but we all still acknowledge and enjoy something. That's what got us together in the first place, But it is still understandable that when you do something for so long, a sense of fatigue will come through. And eventually you're going to just want a bit of a break just to kind of let things, rest a bit. And that way when you come back fully recharged yourself, you'll be maybe not a different person, but at least just a little bit better now when you're hopping back in again after a while. So first of all, TSS, obviously we'll still talk more later. Obviously that's never going to disappear. You're not just disappearing from us as well.
I'll still be on here Friday. Yeah, I'll still be on the channel, on my channel Friday doing Persona, and I still will be on the Saturday thing with Terrell, or this Insane Game Freak. I'm not completely going away. I just want to take a break for Pokemon a bit, and also it'll give me an opportunity to just reset, rediscover myself, and then I'll be right back in September, and it'll be just we'll have a great old time.
Yep, just like every other time. But first of all, everybody in the chat, I also wish you can also give praise for TSS because he's been very consistent. TSS and Tyrone have been the most consistent with these podcasts almost every single week they've always been through for how many years now, as they stated with TSS for 6, Tyrone even further back, at least with us at 8 years, almost a decade even. And just this week, many people might not know this, the podcast just celebrated its birthday as well.
Yes.
So first of all, we want to thank you guys for all the support. You've helped us get through 300 plus episodes of this series, from the PokePod, the PokePod R, and now the World Series that we're currently in right now. You helped us get to this point, and it's because of the love that the chat has brought us and those here in this call as well who have brought us to this point. I could not have done this by myself. It has been thanks to TSS, and it has been thanks to Tyrone, as well as everybody else who are with us. Nessa, Terrell, Richie, to name a few, JPR, and all, they've all contributed in some way or form. And that's why it's perfectly okay that everybody, every now and then, just got to take a wee bit of a break. So
we need somebody to substitute for TSS, though.
I got the perfect man for that. You'll hear about
Tracy.
him. Well, theoretically, you could see him as Tracy. I'll say that right now. I was talking about it with him, and he said he might show up in the next pod if that's the case.
Who?
No, not the Chornick. No, well, I could straight up say.
Wait, whoa! Did you say who I think you said?
No, not the Chornick. no, but apparently Dane did talk about it though.
Dane! Yeah! No, sorry, Tias. Yeah!
So, depending on
it's been a while since I've seen Dane, sorry.
Yeah, so, the original trio, we had the X and Y trio, basically, from the old days. I don't know if Dane's gonna still go up for it, but hey, I might talk with him and see if he wants to hop on through for a wee bit, at least to join us for a little bit and talk about some stuff and maybe even talk about the current series and whatnot. I'll always still remember that JoJo pick we had of all three of us beating the shit out of the series. That'll always be my favorite
God.
image. But hey, who knows? We'll see. I'm not gonna say anything more because I can't control what his life is
Just
and what he
guys,
does.
think about it. TSS leaving right now is like, remember in the middle, like right before Ash is about to do his 5th badge in Kalos, and Clement leaves to train Luxray, and then Ash, Serena, and Bonnie gotta sort of like do it themselves for a little bit.
Yeah. I view
like
this.
that.
I view it more as the Tracy bit because we're substituting one for another for a while.
Yeah.
But TSS, I hope you enjoy your break, buddy. I know everybody here in the chat will miss you for the pods, and
I know.
you have your
And
own
also for
group
the,
of
and
fans,
also for
right?
the and also for the commentaries as well, because like I said,
Of course, man. But once again, as I stated, I hope you enjoy your break. Have a good time resting. And we'll definitely get to see more of you in the distant future with your other sessions as well. So it's not like you're gone. It's just more so just taking a small little break, as you stated before. So, yeah. Thanks once again, TSS, for always just consistently coming through with these things, man. And,
you're very welcome.
it's,
Thank
I
you
never
guys for your
tell you
support.
guys you have to always be here all the time. And it's always important to know that and understand that. But it makes me very happy you guys do. And that's what I enjoy and love about you guys sometimes, because you do something not just because I say it or anything. It's just more so you just feel like it's a love for a franchise, and I love that.
Exactly. And like I said, with this hiatus, I'm hoping to just rekindle the spirit that I've had, because I haven't really been that happy for a little bit. So I think it's time to just get refocused and just do my own thing. And don't worry, like I said, social media blackout happens from tomorrow until next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
So folks, you're not gonna, if you go on my Twitter, you're not gonna see anything for like a week. But just be sure that Persona 3 Fest will happen on my channel, TSS_Killer on Twitch, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Can I ask one favor though?
Yes. Go ahead.
For your last tweet, can you please post a video of Suba at least? Just a Suba
Flying off into the distance.
Exactly, flying off into the distance, and then when TSS comes back, it's gonna be the thunder armor. Yeah, man. But yeah. So also, I see KK. You're in the chat. What the heck? Hey, it's one of my favorite VTube buddies. How you doing, man?
Hey.
How you doing?
How you doing, K? Hopefully everything has gone well for you, buddy. But
you showed up at the nick of time. TSS is leaving. What the fuck?
Hey, Kay, if you want, we also have an extra slot open. You could come through for one of these episodes of the pod while TSS is taking a wee bit of a break. I mean, you did mention you wanted to. I've been saying you could. You just never come through.
Can I say something?
Yes.
All right. So, TSS, like, okay, TSS makes like references to like the 80s and stuff that we don't get because we're not in that era. He does the tech talks. He does the translations for pretty much everything Japanese related with Pokemon. He fought his ass off to make sure that we were right during the Pikachu stuff in XY.
Thank God, that stupid X and Y debacle.
That debacle. TSS, like, we're making jokes, but there is no replacement for him, obviously. That he has been an important asset to this pod. And honestly, his consistency and like the drive he has is definitely unmatched, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And TSS, from literally every ounce of heart that I have, I want to say thank you for being a part of being in the PokePod. And when you take your break, obviously, make sure you're well rested and make sure you're rejuvenated so that when you come back, you can give us more tech talks. You can give us more references that we probably don't understand, but we'll have to learn later. And
to chat also as well, if you can, please. There's so many of you. Just write in the chat. Thanks, TSS.
And obviously bring a good fight when we talk about journeys. Joking aside. But
I also wanted to be acknowledged. We'll always disagree on a lot of things, But hey, I think that's what the
But
best of friends do, no?
I think I speak for all of us here when I say thank you, TSS. This is why I said this is going to be the TSS episode of the pod, because honestly, like, I'm not sure what I would do if I had such a reliable friend like TSS, a part of this pod. If it weren't for him, I wouldn't have the computer built that I have now to bring you all the streaming stuff that I have, or some of the technical like advice that he's given me over the past. And honestly, you're the reason that some of the stuff works as well as it does, is because you're always out there making sure that it all is getting done. And I make a lot of jokes, and we back and forth a lot. But honestly, like, it getting to this point in the pod and getting to this like level of notoriety is definitely owed to him.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you.
it's
We've
hard
really
to
become a
imagine
big family
pod.
altogether.
It's really hard
Yeah.
to imagine the pod without you, and it's gonna be hard to imagine it without you for a whole month. I mean, yeah, we've had week breaks without you because of like the things you said before, but it's gonna be hard to imagine an entire month like without you, just simply because you've been a driving force just as much as everybody else here, and debatably one of the largest and strongest driving forces. So again,
You've been in the
thank
game for so long.
yeah, thank you, TSS.
You're welcome.
I say that with literally all the heart I have in my body.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you for the kind words, folks. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
It's just that when you're in this community for so long, like I said, 17 years, it's really it really starts to think about what does this mean to me? What does Pokemon mean to me? It is like, you know, if it wasn't for me one day in 2004 questioning myself, if Pokemon existed online in Japanese and me finding it, I would not be here today. And a lot of my friends, about 80% of the friends that I've met online, that I've met in my real life, have been online in the Pokemon stuff, and especially with the PM, PokeMonsters.net, and especially with PokePod and Anapoke stuff. I will just have to say, thank you guys. Like I said, just think of it this is not as a goodbye, but think of it as a well-deserved break, because I've been busting my ass, both behind the scenes and stuff, and you get to see my nickname in certain video productions and crap, and you know what I mean. And I've been really dedicated, and I think it's time to just press the reset button, for Pokemon at least, and just get my drive and desire back.
Mm-hmm.
I never really lost it. It's just that I just need time to just flush my system.
Indeed, man. But that's
Yeah.
fine, But it's like we mentioned before. TSS is going away, at least for the pod, but he's not disappearing off this goddamn platform. So before we wrap things up for tonight, though, as usual, ladies and gents, what do? We always have to talk about things that are happening this week. So tomorrow, I want to remind everybody, tune back into this channel, so we can do our continuation of the Pokemon Black 2 and White 2 playthrough. Tyrone, I believe you mentioned you might not be able to do anything tomorrow, if I'm correct.
you might not be doing Tabletop Tuesday. There's a possibility of that because my job's doing an outing.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a possibility that I might not be, but we'll still be doing Pokemon Black 2. I'll still be back home in time for that.
All right, man. And then, of course, on Wednesdays, I just want to remind everybody, for me on Wednesday, I might actually do some Pokemon Sword and Shield on my channel as well. Since, in case people don't know, I'm also on vacay mode right now. So that's why this podcast has been going on for longer, and I haven't been crying about us having to go to sleep at this time. But yeah, I'm on vacation time right now, so I thought, hey, why the hell not? Let me go have a little bit of fun streaming. So we're going to continue on our Pokemon Sword and Shield journey to collecting all the goddamn Pokemon so I can get the goddamn shiny charm to actually start working on the shiny hunt playthrough. So look forward to that on Wednesday. Thursday, I'm not sure what I might do. I think we might continue our Diamond and Pearl watch through. So if you want to come in for that, make sure to tune in at 8 o'clock for Thursday. for the Diamond and Pearl watch through 8 to 8:30 around that time. And then, of course, on Fridays, we'll have our reactions to the latest episode of PM 2019. So this entire week, ladies and gents, is going to be a full one. And I hope all of you guys can come on through to join in on that fun, at least on my side of the channel. TSS, I have to ask, is there anything else within this week that you would like to bring up regarding what you might be doing for your channel? Aside from Persona, of course. But still remind everybody, you know.
Probably Sunday we're gonna have another ETS2 drive time. I haven't decided what time. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be off of social media, so just follow me on Twitch, and then you get the notification.
Yeah, and also if Donnie's still there, please give a link there in the chat so people can follow him there on his Twitch, or TSS, or any of us here can bring the link for him right now. But Tyrone, for you, buddy, what do you got for this week? Because I know you have a lot of stuff.
So the week's more or less gonna be the same. Thursday I was gonna do Pokemon Unite with the others, but well, it may still happen. It might just happen later that night rather than when it's supposed to happen. So it might, the Pokemon Unite stream maybe at a later time, but it's still happening maybe because I'm doing another job related thing. Yeah, but Wednesday I'm doing Indivisible. And then obviously we'll do Persona 5 Royal on Sunday, and that'll be the regular stream layout. So it's not really much of a change from last week. The games I've been playing right now are sort of consistent right now, so there isn't going to be any major changes till probably the week after.
All right, man. But hopefully your work schedule will be fine. Now, okay, with that said, I think we managed to get everybody's thing out of the way, if I'm correct. Everybody got to say what they wanted to say. So let's go call it a wrap. Thank you, TSS, for providing. I was gonna say thank you, TSS, for providing the link for TSS.
I have to plug my fucking self. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Like here I am fucking shilling and shit.
Sorry, shameless plug, TSS, going through for this one. Yeah, be the shameless plugger that you are, my friend, even when you're gone.
So long, cowboy.
Space cowboy. All right, so ladies and gents, we're gonna call it a night. Hey, if you're still there, buddy, we can still talk in the background. I'm serious about you coming to the pod. I've been always wanting to have you in since you brought that up, and it'd be kind of fun to have a V2 buddy to also join us for this sort of as well, and kind of hear their side of the story.
Can this VTube thing, Avatar, be on the thing when we talk?
We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah. Obviously, more is to come for the PokePod.
Exactly. Don't worry, guys. We'll always be our usual self, so never forget that. But we're going to call it a night. Thank you, everybody, so much for tuning in for tonight. We hope you guys enjoyed tonight's session of the PokePod World Podcast. And if you did, make sure to follow us here on this platform if you have yet to do that. And if you wish to go a little further beyond, you can always subscribe to this channel to support and get yourself some cute little emotes in the process as well. So make sure to go and do that if you have yet to do so. And TSS, I'll give you the final word for this one. Let everybody know, because I think this one's going to mean more than ever, given that you're going to be away for the month. But I think now is the best time to remind everybody what it is that they got to do every single day.
Wash your fucking hands.
And with that,
thank you very much.
And with that, ladies and gents, we'll see you guys later in whatever video we make. Take care, everyone. And as always, make sure to have yourselves an awesome day. Bye, everybody.
See you later.